Welcome to A to Z Movie Night, where a few film nerds gather around a bottle of whiskey to watch a movie. A to Z Movie Night may contain spoilers and is intended for a mature audience. Listener discretion is advised.
No, these idiot kids. All you history buffs listening, you know what I'm talking about? You got that reference.
I mean, he just laid down on a slab and just died there.
That's a great one, Tim.
I got nothing.
That's a great one, Tim. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
He's like, my name's Zach Bowman, and you know, I just really like movie too. It has nothing to do with my.
And he drank every day starting at 10 o'clock.
Hey, everybody, I'm your host, Zach. I'm here with my co-host, Tim.
Hello.
And Aaron.
What it do?
Tonight, we're watching Terminator 2, Judgment Day, a 1991 American science fiction action film produced and directed by James Cameron.
In this sequel, set 11 years after the Terminator, young John Connor, the key to civilization's victory over a future robot uprising, is the target of a shape-shifting T-1000, a Terminator sent from the future to kill him. Another Terminator, the revamped T-800, has been sent back to protect the boy. As John and his mother go on the run with the T-800, the boy forms an unexpected bond with the robot.
Yay. Okay. So this is part of a new series we're doing?
Yes. This we want to just say it
Yeah,
out loud.
let's go ahead and say what
We're
the series
doing
is.
our top three movies better than the original.
Yeah, sequel is better.
Yeah, the sequel that topped the original.
Yeah, so in 3, 2, 1.
That's right. You know what time it is. If you have a glass at home, raise it up. This is where we cheers.
Cheers.
We're gonna cheers to our childhood favorites.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna cheers to the best sequels of all time. And Schwarzenegger's penis. Oh,
Is
y'all
this-
drink to that. Y'all so gay.
Is this penis in there?
No.
Y'all drank to
What's
Schwarzenegger's
this?
penis.
3D version.
Oh, yeah. I'm still trying to get a hold of that. That is really hard to find. About a year ago, they re-released it on Blu-ray in a 3D format.
Oh, to where like the T-1000's all coming out?
I assume, because I have a 3D TV at home, so I've tried to get online to find this, and it's really hard to find. It was not released in stores or anything, but I think it'd be cool. They've done that to other movies, like they did that with the original Jurassic Park. They went back and remastered in 3D, and it was surprising.
What do you mean it wasn't released in stores? It was just like a theater re-release, I guess?
I think they did a limited run in theaters, and then it is on Blu-ray, but it's just I haven't been able to find it yet.
I feel like there should be audio right now.
Yes,
I thought there should be as well.
God damn it.
You know what? How come every time something crazy happens, it's always in L.A.? How come every time there's some end-of-the-world civilization shit going on, it's always like, it always starts in L.A.? Is that like prophetic?
Just steer clear of L.A.
I'm being serious. Is that like prophetic or something or what?
Probably.
All right, y'all keep your eye on L.A. because
Yeah.
some shit's going to go down in 2029.
And we'll come back and we'll revisit this movie in 2029.
Yeah.
We'll do a
In 10 years from now, we'll do a
recap.
we'll do a silver anniversary and silver anniversary edition of this podcast, not of the movie.
Yeah. No, of
we'll
this.
we'll commentate on
History's
our
being
commentary.
made right now, you guys.
They lived only to face a new nightmare.
Wait, silver is 10 years, right?
Against the machine.
The silver
That's-
anniversary?
I think that's 10 years.
Oh,
I don't know.
Jesus.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
I love how just like right off the bat, it's just there's a lot of rear and front screen projection in this because these are obviously miniatures. But when I say miniatures, like that thing's like as tall as me.
So it's a car.
Yeah,
basically.
I mean, yeah. They're just in a room in
Yeah.
a warehouse. But you could tell front screen projection right there.
Yeah.
Because I mean, they couldn't. You know, this was I don't know. We said this was filmed in 1990. It came out July 3rd, 1991. So this was before Jurassic Park. You know, this was 2 years before before digital effects were really could be used mainstream. Like
Jesus.
That's obviously on wires, and they're blowing shit up. It's really cool when you look at it to think about just the
Very
scale.
practical. Yeah.
Yeah, it works well, and it's a really
like
awesome
that guy
way.
really just died.
Yeah, yeah. It's a really awesome like this right here. We're talking about 3D. That's got
Oh, that's probably going to be in the 3D version.
it's a major way. We've talked about it before. Like it's the James Bond thing of start the movie off with just a massive action sequence.
Yeah.
Get everybody sucked in, and then start telling your story.
Computer which controlled the machines.
All right, so I'm gonna ask this too. So this is it's obviously in that that series we're doing where the sequel is better than the first. But so Tim, why do you think this sequel is better than the first?
I think just because special effects at the time had caught up with James Cameron. He had even said that he had the idea for the liquid metal, the T-1000, when they were doing the first movie, but just knew that they weren't there yet. And we'll get into later when he finally decided, okay, the effects have caught up with his imagination, basically. George Lucas said that a lot. There's a lot of stuff he wanted to do in the original Star Wars movies, but his imagination, they hadn't caught up to what he wanted. So James Cameron is one of the best directors of all time. I mean, his films, Aliens, Terminator, Terminator 2, Abyss, obviously Titanic and Avatar.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got some of the most highest grossing films of all time. This theme, we were just talking about how this theme gets us jacked up. The actor Joe Morton, while I'm thinking about it, Joe Morton, he doesn't come in until later. He plays Miles Dyson. One of his only acting credits before this movie was a film called The Brother from Another Planet.
Oh, yeah, I know that. I remember that movie. Hell yeah. That was after Earth Girls Are Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then he did
Brothers in Space.
and then after that he did Blues Brothers 2000.
And Introducing Edward Furlong.
Yeah. Apparently they're bringing him back for the new one?
Yeah, which I was like, why just...
Wait, bring Edward Furlong back?
He's in the new movie. James Cameron just said
Edward Furlong was dead.
No.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He goes to the comic. He goes to the cons a lot.
He's cleaned up. He was really bad there for a while.
He was, yeah.
Him and Macaulay Culkin were pretty hard strung out.
I would be too if I was a child star.
But they should have saved that as a surprise for the new movie. I mean, imagine how cool it would have been if he would have walked on screen. You would have been like, what?
Yeah.
Like,
R.I.P. Stan Winston.
Well, I mean, it could just be because the movie's probably trash and they had to get everybody in there.
Well, that's where they got Linda Ham. Well, and Cameron's on as a producer. They're scrapping. It's supposed to be a direct sequel to this film.
Yeah, but that's what they said about...
They're scrapping everything else.
Didn't they say that about the one with Christian Bale and...
Well, that one took place all the way in the future.
So Christian Bale, that's Terminator Salvation, and it's not technically scrapped. It's just in an alternate timeline.
Yeah.
Which honestly,
they've changed the timeline.
The way that the way time travel works in this movie is you don't actually have to scrap any one of them. It's just an alternate, like something happened alternate. Like in Terminator Genesis, they even brought that up. Was like, okay, this is the one where he comes back when she's a little girl. Like like she doesn't even get to be a woman. So there's all kinds of stuff. Zach, why do you think this is better than the original?
Because I didn't even know that the first one existed.
So you saw this one first?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about the first one. Apparently, the first one was what kind of made James Cameron's name, right?
Yeah, that's what got him Aliens. Was the first Terminator 2. Before the first Terminator, his only directing credit was Piranha 2.
Yeah. Wow.
Which he does not like to talk about. He worked a lot with the old Ray Harryhausen. Not Ray Harryhausen. I'm thinking of the schlock sci-fi director.
Ray Harryhausen was the 50s.
Yeah. He goes. That's further back than what I'm thinking of. But he was a special effects guy.
You're thinking of Roger Corman.
Roger Corman.
Roger Corman.
Yeah.
No, but it was really cool. I think I saw it probably on television. Because it came out when I was like 3, but it's just a great movie. I mean, that's it's stuck with me. There's so many set pieces that are just classic.
It's one of the greatest action films of all time.
Yeah,
and it's definitely it's a road movie. It's one of those they're on
the land.
They're on the run the whole time.
That's true.
So that's why you get to get all these great set pieces along the way because they're constantly on the move.
So the reason why I think it's better than the first is because what I'm about to say can actually be a bad thing in a lot of movies, but in this one they do it really well. Is there's just so much more world building in this one than there was the first one, which a lot of times can be a little too much. Speaking of which, that's why people don't like the new Aliens so much because they do too much world building. There's no mystery.
They answer too many questions.
But in the first one was kind of in the first Terminator, it was a very sort of isolated, encapsulated story almost, where it was happened through time travel, but no one else knew what was going on. It really only affected like Linda Hamilton's character. Yeah. So, and this one, it becomes the scope becomes much bigger, and they just talk about time travel more and effects. And
doesn't this guy kind of look like a certain person's father?
This guy right here,
yeah, that we don't really care for
a little bit. Yeah, kind of. Jesus.
In this scene, I look like the dude behind Arnold's already got like the fat end of the pool stick in his hand. Like,
oh yeah, he's ready.
Well, a giant naked man just walked into a bar. So,
well, when they're filming
really
the scene,
time too.
Arnold came in and he was wearing like these super bright like Bermuda like swim trunks, like really like Hawaiian design, you know, like so people were like trying not to laugh because he looked so silly.
Oh, they did that on purpose. Yeah,
yeah, he did it on purpose. He walks in to
get a genuine reaction.
Yeah, and everybody's like trying not to laugh because he's got these real like pink and gold like shorts on.
I would run out too. I honestly would be like, all right, I'm out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. As soon as the big naked dude walked in, I'd be like,
as soon as Arnold Schwarzenegger run, like I'm like,
up.
Dude, I'm not trying to get raped right now. I'm out. I'm out this hoe.
One of the best musical cues ever.
nice.
Now, what they did, okay, because obviously in the first one, he's the bad guy. So their marketing campaign for this was very, very like, do not let it get out that he's the good guy in this one.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But I think one of the reasons this movie also worked so well too is because since the first one, he had become the action guy.
Right.
You know, he'd done so many where he's always the good guy. So it made sense that this time, you know, he needs to be playing the protector character.
What was Predator?
87.
Yeah,
so it was
87.
after that.
Oh,
First
yeah.
Terminator.
Yeah. After Commando, after, you know.
Wow.
After
he was pumping like 2 movies out every year.
Yeah, it's like peak Schwarzenegger.
Yeah. So it's not even until the Terminators actually meet face to face later on in this movie that if you look at it that way, like not knowing which one's the good one, which one's the bad one,
right,
until they finally pull the trigger, and you're like, oh shit,
yeah,
he's the good one this time. Like, so if that did work for some people,
spoilers, Tim.
Well, you got to think like they didn't have the internet and everything. You couldn't just get on the internet and find that out.
Yeah.
So like. You only knew what they showed you in the trailers, and back in the 1990, they didn't show you the whole fucking movie in the trailer like they do nowadays.
Jesus,
so they did a good job of keeping it secret.
There was a lot more mystery back then, dude. And
yeah,
I mean, shit. Honestly, if you didn't know any of that, you probably think that the T-1000 is the good guy.
Yeah, because he's dressed like a
he's
cop.
in a cop
Yeah.
uniform. Yeah.
Except that you see him just straight up murder this guy.
Well,
But I mean, that's part of like the tropes they throw on their head in this movie too. Is that the bad guy's in a policeman uniform?
Yeah,
and you know,
which means he can get access to a lot more stuff than the big dude dressed as a biker can.
Was James Cameron trying to say something about inner city geopolitics? What was he trying to say?
Well, they do a great like zoom in, like when the cop car pulls into frame, it's the camera zoomed right in on the to protect and serve thing.
Oh, right.
And it's like a little wink, wink.
He's not going to protect.
He ain't
nobody.
protecting shit. Yeah.
I do love. I love this part about like the time travel in this movie is that it makes this little orb.
Yeah.
And just like disintegrates everything around that orb.
Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah.
even the concrete. Yeah.
That's why they can't come back and close. Nothing. They're able to get the skeletons through because the flesh they put in. We did get a shot of Robert Patrick's butt.
I like how they didn't give away.
So
his,
right here, look,
his
in this scene right here,
thing.
I know that they actually had to digitally remove his wang. So they had it when he was kneeling down right there. You notice there was no room. Like he should have his bits there.
Yeah.
And which I guess these are androids, so they might not have it. But him as a real actor, like it was there. Like his
dick was there.
Yeah, his freaking berries were
his
hanging
dick showed
down.
up that day.
So they had to digitally remove it, except that it didn't actually get digitally removed from some of the VHS copies.
Oh no!
So James Cameron in an interview one time pretty much was like, "Yeah, I don't know how that got out. Like the first whatever 1,000 copies of VHS got out. Yeah, we're sorry." And then he was like, I really want a refund from the effects house that did that. And it was kind of a funny, he just laughed it off. But somewhere little Johnny's seeing that guy's, batting balls. You know what I mean? Like,
This actress is Jeanette Goldstein, who's very famous for playing Vasquez in Aliens.
oh hell
Holy
yeah!
shit! Yeah.
She was the tough, macho.
Your foster parents are kind of dicks, huh?
She also ended up. She had a cameo in Titanic.
Won't even answer.
Cameron put her in several of his movies.
Would you get off your butt and help me? Todd.
Oh, and then also his friend.
Todd,
His,
she's
his,
not my mom. Todd.
his friend is in like everything too.
He
in
was
the
in
90s.
Salute Your Shorts.
Salute Your Shorts.
Yeah, I remember when I first saw
He was
this.
in a lot
I
of shit in the 90s.
I was like, that fucking kid's the dude from Salute Your Shorts.
Yeah. He was in everything in the 90s.
A lot of our younger listeners don't know what the fuck Salute Your Shorts is.
no, they don't.
And of course,
I
the
barely do.
song playing, that's Guns N' Roses' You Could Be Mine. Which Guns N' Roses was fucking huge at this time.
Oh yeah, big time.
This was right when User Illusion came out.
It was a nice
They
little.
even filmed a really awesome video for it too. Like Arnold Schwarzenegger is walking through the crowd. And they're like playing the song live on stage, and he comes up or something on the stage. It's a cheesy '90s, action movie music video tie-in.
Dude, Linda Hamilton got fucking buff, dude.
Mm-hmm. Well, she had to. They had a ex-Israeli military guy do all like the gun training with them and
Yeah.
everything. And you can see footage of her, like she's out there on the gun range, like she got buff because she had to carry around these big ass guns
Yeah.
and shit.
Well,
she,
they apparently
she-
do a lot of chin-ups too.
Yeah, well, she learned how to really use all those guns. Like they did everything legit.
Her shoulders got pretty wide. Look at them things, man.
Yeah, if you look
looked
at her
like
in the
Jim
first
Carrey with a
film,
wig.
where she
Yeah.
was just very frail, like little waitress girl, and then this
Yeah.
one, because think about it, since the first movie ended, she's been living with the knowledge that the world is going to fucking end,
Right.
and on
Yeah.
this specific day.
Yeah, yeah.
So what would you
And-
do? And
and-
it's kind of driven her to the point of madness, where
She
she's
also
just
learned that her
obsessed with.
son is like the prodigal son.
Yeah.
You know, like
And
he's
if-
Jesus. I need
Yeah,
to
he's the
find him.
Jesus fake that's going to save humanity. It's just such a turnaround from the way she was in the first one. She was a victim in the first one, and now she's like taking control of her destiny. Destiny is a big thing that they bring up a lot in this film. Oops, sorry.
Repeated escape attempts.
So maybe that's why her and James Cameron divorced. Maybe she just got too buff and was
Yeah.
like he was just emasculated.
Wait, James Cameron was with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were married. I still think they were married when they were filming this. If I'm not
Probably,
correct.
yeah.
I think he was married to Gail Ann Hurd.
He was. Yeah, before this, he'd been around. He was married to Catherine Bigelow.
Yeah, yeah.
He's made his way around Hollywood. He's gotten a couple.
Dang, James Cameron.
Yeah. This guy's always so creepy. The guy in the glasses.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with a guy who wears big frames. Okay, just so you know. Just because this one guy does this one thing.
Well, she got really mad at this guy, and later on, that right there.
Like, was that real?
No, because when he hits her in the stomach with that, she drops
Yeah.
hard to her knees.
Yeah.
He wasn't hitting her hard enough. It was looking
Oh,
fake.
yeah.
But every time she had to drop down to her knees like that,
Oh, and that
Jim
was
would
real,
be like,
yeah.
"Come on, dude!" And she was starting to get
Yeah.
pissed at him. So she was like, "Just fucking hit me."
Yeah.
Because if I have to drop on my knees
Yeah, that
again like
hurts.
that, she's like, "I'm gonna fucking knock your
I'm
ass out."
gonna beat your
Yeah.
ass, dude.
Yeah. She's
Look
like,
at her,
"This
dude.
shit-"
She's ready to go,
Yeah,
bro.
she's like, "This shit hurts. Like, fucking hit me, because I'm not doing this again."
Yeah.
Because he just was so afraid to hit her with the stick. There's the-
hit a
the shot I was saying.
to serve and protect.
So later on, there's
Yeah.
a scene where she gets to hit him, and she.
Shut up.
When you see the shot, you're like, "Fuck!" Like you can tell,
Damn,
like she
boy.
really
Oh.
Gives
fucking.
it to him.
Because it was like a little bit of payback. She was like, "All right, this is how you do it." Like fucking wax
Hey,
him.
just so you guys know,
it's a
it's-
real hit.
It's 1991, okay? Women are equal now, right?
Yeah.
In 1991. This is the 90s. This is the decade of woman, all right?
Wow, the quality just changed in that picture. Like
It got
went
really bright.
to
Yeah.
a different copy. It's a little brighter a second ago. See, you'd think he would have intel enough to know what John looks like.
Well, he might, yeah. Maybe not. Hey, so I
You
can't.
notice how
I'm
the dog's going crazy in the
going
background?
crazy, yeah, because he knows something's wrong.
I don't like this guy.
So what's this actor name? Patrick what?
Robert Patrick.
Robert Patrick. That's right. Did you know he's the older brother of somebody?
Yeah.
The lead singer of Filter.
Yeah.
What?
I can't remember the guy's name.
Weird.
James Patrick. You know that song, Hey Man, Nice Shot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his younger brother.
Didn't Edward Furlong have a band?
Oh God, that sounds
I don't know.
right. Yeah.
Was it called
This is like
the
what is
ATM
this?
Hackers?
Yeah, this is. Oh, nobody will know this is bullshit. He's got like a Game Gear.
Yeah, have like a
he's like plugged into it.
Game Gear, huh? That's a nice shout out or call back to Surf Ninjas. Talking about Game Gears.
Now, Eddie Furlong, just like the young actress Newt in Aliens, was picked right up off the street. They found him in Santa Monica or something in a mall.
Edward Furlong was picked right up off the street?
Yeah, he had no acting experience at all.
Yeah, that's what they
Really?
do. That's what they do to child actors in Hollywood, Tim.
Yeah, they just kidnap him. It's like she builds
They
like this.
hang out at the mall.
Yeah, just hey kid, want to be in a movie?
Hey, little boy.
And she's like, there's like this scene later on of her like kidnapping like the bunker that's being built. Like, how do you hire somebody to contract to build a bunker?
Yeah, a secret
Like,
one, yeah.
what's the slogan? Like, so you've got in her van. Now what? Come down to Bunkers R Us. Jesus. Like, what? How do you just go? No, I'm just a doomsday prepper.
Nah,
which
man,
I
you
guess. Okay, so we are watching the special edition of this film. Then
Is that bad?
it's just going to be a lot longer.
Jesus.
Because this dream sequence was cut out of the original version.
Oh, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
You-
Sorry, guys.
You fucked us.
Well,
We're in for it, though. We're in for the ride.
yeah, we're locked in, man.
What was it? What did the time code say?
We have 2 hours and 15 minutes left.
Oh, that's fine. That's all right.
That's not.
You know,
bad.
I'm glad we're doing the special edition. To be honest.
No,
with you.
well, I am too. I
Yeah.
even thought about asking you ahead of time if we were going to do it because there's some stuff later on in the movie that like it just makes the sequence make way more sense.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
With
They do that
it
a lot.
in. This is just kind of like.
So this dream sequence, like without this, Kyle Reese wouldn't even have been in this movie at
Yeah,
all.
he was really butthurt.
I bet he was.
Because he's the man in Hollywood that gets fucked like that. Because in Aliens,
yeah,
his character
Yeah.
Hicks, when they go to Alien 3, they're like, you died.
yeah. You're dead.
And he got and he was real pissed off about that he just got cut right out.
I actually had a friend that I grew up with who was named after Kyle
Really?
from the original Terminator. Yeah.
Who? Kyle Orsak
Yep.
was named after Kyle Reese.
That's what his mom said, yeah.
Is that why he was so good at BMX?
I guess so.
He was named after a hero. It's interesting.
Yeah, this part got cut out. It's not a very long scene, but it just kind of
She's like, oh,
it
shit.
reminds you, that she's
Reminds you that she's crazy.
and alone.
And
He was the
super
only
alone.
guy that understood her and believed her. Obviously, or her partner.
I'm going to get a beer. Anybody need a beer?
No.
Good. Well, yeah, actually.
Well, because
didn't have one.
this is the lead into her first apocalypse nightmare.
Oh, right. I remember this scene. This was left in, right?
No.
Hmm.
It's not until she pops out these doors, I think. You might be thinking later on when she's running.
Yeah, I am thinking later
and
on.
she
yeah.
sees Arnold come off the elevator.
Man, she really did do like a lot of working out. Her body has changed
And she still looks
significantly.
good in that little nightie. They didn't like super buff her up.
No, she's not
But they
super
made
buff.
her-
She's just like, I don't know, like fit, and strong looking.
There's a little. Well, I'll wait till that because this is Stan Winston who created the endoskeleton, that famous design. She's seeing like her whole life right here. That's supposed to be her
yeah.
as a child. That's her. It's supposed to be her again.
Wait, are you talking about the whenever the Terminator just with all of his organic parts melted off?
Yeah, just that metal
Right.
endoskeleton. Yeah. This Stan Winston. Oh yeah. See, we don't get
Yeah,
the full version
right.
of that till later, and it's an amazing. They even
It's a meme, dude.
Well, like
It's
nuclear
literally a
testing
meme.
people
Yeah.
like approach them and they're like, "That's the most accurate version we've seen of what a blast would do. How it would fire ash, like what it would do to a human body. They were like, that's the most accurate version we've seen.
Yeah, everything. You would just it would just fly. Yeah, it would fly off.
Flies right off you, and you just become ash. And like they're like, they look people like Pompeii and stuff like that, where they're still like in human form, but it's just ash basically.
Yeah, that's a little different, but yeah.
But that's what they're saying. It's just like, the human body can just get frozen in that position because it just happens like so fast. You're just nothing.
Well, the things that like
you feel the heat way before and just
it doesn't take
be awful.
It takes less percussive force to kill us than it does to destroy our body. Like 100 G's will instantly like kill you, but it won't make like your body disintegrate. It'll just kill you. It'd be like it'd be like getting hit in the brain so hard. You just die.
Turns off.
Right. Like a lot of people in car crashes and things like that will die just from that force. But yeah, you're still there. So something like a nuclear blast or volcano or some percussive force can kill you, but you'll just be like, oh.
Yeah, you just...
Like, dang, how did they die? They're all cuddled up.
Well, yeah, when you see people like, holding each other in embrace, because...
Yeah. Well, we got dark for a minute. That's all good.
Well, what I was getting at was Stan Winston said that was the most... Like, everybody on set was like, it was rough.
Dark,
yeah,
bro.
he was like, man, I've done crazy. I mean, remember, Stan Winston even came in on the dog kennel scene in The Thing because they were behind schedule, and he helped with that. So, like, he's done gory shit. But, like, he was like, really hard to do when we're getting these people and then hitting them with those concussive blasts, like those big things, and, watching human bodies fall apart.
I mean, that is
because they did it so accurate. Obviously, because they did it so fucking accurately,
and that's literally why it's a meme.
With the dream she has,
hitting him with the
they turn to ash and stuff.
Yeah, that's always been a pretty.
Yeah, I was saying the nuclear testing. I can't remember what the place was. It's in the book. They even came out to him and were like, "Good job. That's pretty accurate. Yeah, it's pretty fucking exactly what would happen to you." It always bothers me when people...
Something Hiroshima. I don't know.
Something. I always like the actor, too, that plays Silverman.
That guy?
Yeah. I always wish that he would have been in more stuff.
Well, it's like they cast him as a creep, but honestly, like, straight up honestly, like the preface to this, before we ever see her, is like, She has John Connor, and then she raises him for a certain amount of time, but she's raising him to become like the leader.
Preparing him.
Yeah, and then I guess what is it? Was it CPS? Yeah, I guess CPS catches on, and then they're like, "Oh, this bitch is crazy."
Well, she ended up getting arrested for trying to break into some factory, and they took him away.
It was to break in a Cyberdyne.
Yeah, I think it was Cyberdyne. She'd been caught. And she was like, "The world's gonna end. Fuck you, blah blah." They're like, "Okay, this bitch's crazy."
Well, you're not going to jail. You're going to the mental.
Yeah, we locking you up in a straitjacket.
Dude, there was another '90s movie that was kind of similar, and a lot of it took place in a mental health facility like that, and it also had a lot to do with time travel. And I fucking love that movie. And maybe one day we should do it. But 12 Monkeys is my jam.
Oh yeah,
I love that movie.
Yeah, I mean, imagine if you're a time traveler and came back in time. You're like, "I'm from the future."
Nobody would believe you.
You're gonna get your ass locked up. Yeah.
They say the same thing about Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus came back, you'd probably kill him. 12 Monkeys is one of those like cult classics, yeah?
Oh, yeah. Terry Gilliam directed that movie.
Oh, no shit.
Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
That's why it's all kind of crazy.
Yeah. And there he is. There's a brother from another planet right there.
Miles Dyson. She's going to blow him away.
So then they're in the Cyberdyne facility right now, which, spoiler alert, Cyberdyne creates all of the technology that becomes Skynet.
Yeah, this is where it starts.
Which is now an actual fucking satellite system.
Here, this is the paradox of this movie. The only reason that they get the technology to create Terminators is because the Terminator from the first film. The Terminator from the first film, if you remember, She's crawling through it. It's crawling through a hydraulic press. And it reaches its arm out. She puts the cage down, and it reaches its arm out to try and grab her, and it can't reach her. And she hits the button. She goes, "You're terminated, fucker," and it crushes it.
Yeah.
But they were able to salvage that arm.
Yeah, it's called the bootstrap paradox.
And then the little CPU chip. So it's the paradox of, if that Terminator didn't go back in time, if the original Terminator didn't go back in time, they never would have gotten the technology to create them in the first place.
I've never realized that.
Yeah.
Until now.
Yeah, it's called the bootstrap paradox, and a lot of movies do it that way. It's
that if that
the same thing
wasn't there,
yeah,
because I mean, you could sit there and talk for hours. Like, that just kind of boggles my mind.
Yeah, because it's like,
it's also like Back to the Future too.
Yeah.
If the son wouldn't have gone back and like got the mom and dad together, he would have never been born. But he was born, and he went back and did that.
Didn't they do that in Futurama? Like,
no, they did.
Well,
like they almost did it.
No, the Futurama did another famous time paradoxes. There's 3. There's bootstrap. They did the your own grandfather.
Yeah.
Don't meet yourself in the past.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's all the rules of time travel.
Hey, let me ask y'all: Does the buzz get better when I do this?
There's
I
no
don't hear it at all
There's
there.
no buzz. No.
Yeah. Yeah,
Make
so
any
I
fucking
always
sense.
thought that was cool. Like, as a kid, I was like, wait a minute. So if the Terminator did, oh, dude, and you just go down a rabbit hole of just,
for sure.
of blows your mind up.
I don't know about you, Tim, but like when I watched this when I was a kid, it really made me want to have a motorcycle really
Oh,
badly.
I wanted a dirt bike real bad.
And I still want a dirt bike.
Yeah, I still want it. Yeah.
Let's get dirt bikes.
Yeah, let's start a dirt bike gang club.
Yeah, we're not going to call it a gang. We'll call it a
We're a
club.
club. Take us seriously.
See, okay. Fuck that. All right, the
That's very
T800.
lucky.
Fuck that. The T800 had the image, like the software to see his face.
Yeah.
But the T1000 was like, yo, let me see a
Y'all
picture.
got a picture?
Y'all got a picture.
Y'all got
Come
a hard
on now.
copy I could keep?
Are you telling me that like the T1000 didn't have the same?
Right.
Come on now, bro.
You're messing with it a little too much now. You had it. There are
There's a shitload of motorcycles in this movie too.
my left audio just went out. Here's a little rampages in the background. You catch how many
Asteroids? No, that's not asteroids. That's
how many arcade games you can recognize.
Missile Command. That was Missile Command.
See, now you gotta think, at this point, if you didn't figure it out, you still don't know which one's the good guy, which one's the bad guy.
Yeah.
So they're getting closer and closer to him.
Oh, I guess you don't, do you?
Yeah. I mean, I think maybe there might have been one part of the marketing campaign, like right before they released it, where they're like, "Okay, let's just let everybody know Arnie's the good guy." But if you didn't, it's a genius moment when you finally go, "Oh shit, which one's?" It's when he goes, "Get down," and you're like,
down.
"Oh, what?"
Get down. Dude.
I remember this one, Afterburner.
Dude, that was a very famous Sega game. It was one of the best.
But the thing in the arcade, it would move back and forth, you know.
Oh yeah.
Nah.
He's like, I ain't no square. I ain't no snitch.
I ain't no rat man. When the chase scene comes,
Look, he's gonna be like, that guy's way too fucking handsome. That's a Terminator right there.
yeah. Remember the cameo that Robert Patrick had in Last Action Hero, where he comes out of the police station. Remember in Last Action Hero?
Oh yeah,
They're
yeah,
walking
yeah.
to the police station, and
That's
Robert
right.
Patrick's walking out of
That's
the police
right. Just
station.
pushing right out of the way.
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah.
And he's like in character.
That was
He's
a
like,
great cameo.
He's got the T1000 look.
That was a badass cameo. Yeah.
Some Pepsi product placement.
So look right here. You know how you were
This is
talking
the
about.
moment.
You know how
Yeah.
you were talking about Guns N' Roses earlier.
Yeah.
There it is.
Guns N'
Guns
Roses.
N' Roses. Oh
Guns
my
N' Roses,
God.
bro.
James Cameron, you know, a lot of people poke fun at you, but you really have it figured out. I mean, he laid the groundwork for action movies today. I
So
mean,
you
This
think
is
he's
it
about
right
to
here.
shoot
Yeah.
the kid.
It looks like he's about to shoot the kid.
You're like, oh fuck.
can you imagine what it felt like to see that in theaters if you'd seen the first one?
Oh, dude. Oh, well, yeah. How great a moment that would have been when you
Dude,
realized.
they just fucked that handyman
Like, just what a
up.
mind fuck that would have been.
Yeah.
Like
You would've
right
been
now, you're just like, what?
Wait,
Yeah.
what? Yeah, but he's a cop.
Well, I was doing a little bit of research, and like the Terminator, I always thought the Terminator like was a flop, and then this was like
No, neither one of them were a
But
flop.
but it actually did really well. Like it was probably not the best movie
Well,
of the
that's
year.
why
but
he got hired to direct Aliens.
See that sound? That was the condom going over the microphone. So right
And
now,
also, you got to think right now, no two Terminators have ever fought each other.
no.
This
Not
is
like
this
this,
is something
yeah.
that's never happened before.
And they also did a really good job in that little hallway scene of like showing that just because the T-1000 is newer and has new capabilities doesn't necessarily mean that they're better. Because
Yeah.
they did a gunfire exchange, and the T-800 just like was like, all right, bullets, that's cool, fine.
Yeah.
But the T-1000 like had to regroup and reform
Yeah.
himself.
He kind of has to lay
Yeah.
there for a minute,
Yeah.
and reboot.
So that was like the first time when they were like, well, they're not completely invincible. You know what I mean?
You can. Well, that's kind of the thing. Like, guns can't kill the T-1000. They can slow him down.
Right.
Yeah, they can slow him down to make an escape, but that's not going to be enough to kill him. Now,
Yeah.
this part coming up is one of the greatest. And I always loved the way they made him run. He's like a cheetah. James
Yeah.
Cameron said the reason he cast Robert Patrick is because he reminded him of a cat almost. The way he moved, that if you feel like it's more about his senses. And
Look, he runs like Tom Cruise.
yeah, the way he's got
Oh.
his hands like that, it's just like he's just, and it almost looks like he's running too fast for what a human could be doing.
you think Tom Cruise saw this movie and was like, "Fuck,
They stole my
so.
shit.
I need to get this guy. Like, I need to do this."
They do. There's some amazing work in this chase scene, but there's also several moments. Every time you see Arnold Schwarzenegger, you can tell it's his fucking stunt double.
Jesus.
I always love that sound effect when he hits the street right
Yeah.
there. Like you could hear bones
Thud.
crack.
Dude, that guy, he's got like an 80cc dirt bike, bro. Like, this movie
I don't
also,
know, that dirt bike could probably hit 50, 60.
it probably hits maybe 50 with only his weight on it. But
Yeah.
just the way that it made me want to get a dirt bike, it made me want to make sure it wasn't kickstart too, because I was like, oh, that thing almost didn't start up.
Yeah. If I got to run from the
Yeah, I don't want to have
Terminator.
any issues. Yeah,
Yeah.
just in case.
Now this is the famous
This is
L.A.
the-
River that
this
they're
is the
entering.
scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is what they call it. They call it the L.A. River.
Well, that's what it is. It's LA River. Yeah.
I mean, Point Break
Yeah.
filmed
it's-
a scene in
it's
in
LA
there.
They're
River.
fucking everybody. Probably at least half the Fast and the Furious films.
Yeah, a million movies. They blocked the water for
I've been
this.
to it, yeah. No, this is what it looks like most of the time.
Yeah. Well, there's like somewhere down
Yeah.
the way they put up like a fake dam, kind
yeah.
of some sandbags because they wanted to.
It's great. Like, this is one of
They
this is-
really had a stuntman drive a 18-wheeler off of
But
that.
this is one of the most memorable. Like, this is one of like the top 10 in all these lists. This is like one of the top 10 scenes in action movies.
Yeah.
and we're
chase scenes.
we're
for sure.
30 minutes into the film. You know,
I mean, the sound effect is just this impending doom of this thing that just won't quit.
did the Terminator have big set pieces like this?
The original one?
I can't remember.
Yeah, I mean, not at this scope or scale.
There's not as much camera movement.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
know,
there was definitely a couple good chase scenes. There's
Yeah.
the shootout at the police station.
There's a lot more static shots and things like that.
Yeah.
This one has a lot more destruction and
Yeah. Just look for the anytime you watch this movie, the noticeable. You can tell it's Arnold stuntman in some shots because his hair.
That was Arnold's stuntman.
Yeah,
right
usually
there.
the wide shots.
He doesn't have as good of a jaw.
Yeah.
no one does.
Rounder face.
There's one shot where he picks John up off the dirt bike.
God, I
Now-
want to do that.
that bike is on a cart.
Yeah,
Like, that's on a cart.
those shots right there. Yeah, it's on a trolley or
dolly,
whatever.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so that there's a truck pulling him.
Like, any time you see him actually driving the bike, it's probably a stuntman.
Yeah.
They probably were like, "No, Arnold, you can't drive this fucking thing."
Yeah,
Well, okay,
insurance company won't let
Yeah,
him.
I was about to say, a lot of times it's not because they can't. It's just
It's-
because
yeah.
they won't let them.
Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
like, no, sorry.
What was a movie that we did where they came back after the insurance was done?
I don't know.
Like, they came back after and shot a certain scene.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know. You
Here's
gotta-
one right coming when he does this jump. He was on wires in a giant.
That was Point Break.
Was it? Oh,
so.
that was it. Yeah, you're right. The skydiving scene.
Yeah,
They wouldn't allow him to
They
skydive.
they saved
yeah.
till the end. Yeah.
They saved
Yeah,
till the
they
end,
saved, because he wanted to do it himself so they could
wouldn't
get
let-
his face.
Yeah, that's right. They wouldn't let him. That's right.
Yeah.
Good call.
Good memory.
Callback.
Right here. Well, that was rear projection so that
Yeah.
they could get actual Arnold. The truck
All
wasn't
right.
actually behind him.
Hey, if you're listening to this movie right now and you know what we're talking about, can someone please explain how you reload that gun like that?
Yeah.
It's a lever action repeater, but how do you flip it and then bring it? I don't know. It's the most gangster shit ever.
You
Just
gotta
looks
have
so fucking cool.
long enough arms. Yeah, because you got to pull
Yeah.
that thing and twist it.
And then also, like,
but your
not
arms
shoot
got to be.
yourself.
It's got to be able to swing around your hand too. It's got to be custom.
Yeah.
I mean, it has to be custom.
It's the most gangster shit.
Yeah.
No,
I
he
remember when
stole,
I saw
he
this
stole that
movie.
from the biker.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as in the movie, the director going, "Hey, okay, this will look cool, but it's probably not practical."
I
at all.
don't
kind
even
of
know
gun
what
is
kind of
that?
gun that is.
Let me
It's
look
a
it up.
lever action repeating single barrel shotgun,
giant
single
shotgun.
barrel sawed off.
but a lever action repeating
Yeah.
shotgun. Which is because I've never even heard of that.
I want to say it's the exact same shotgun that Kyle Reese had in the first movie.
Winchester 1887.
Oh, okay. Well, do you know what's gangster and I want one? How much does it cost, Zach?
There's 3 props in the movie. So they have one, which is the rose box one. They have the one in the center is the rubber stunt prop, and then they have one that's the large lever loop one that for the one-handed flip cock.
Yeah, that's to say the lever had to be larger. Yeah,
He took it from the bar owner.
That's right.
He
from the
snatches
bar
it
owner,
from
yeah.
him at the end and then takes his shades.
It's kind of an interesting thing that like a futuristic marvel of technology is using an 1887 gun.
Well,
Well, so far that's all he's been able to acquire.
Well, that was probably the gun above the bar,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only gun he's had a chance to acquire yet. He hasn't.
Yeah, I'm looking at the international or the Internet Movie Firearms Database.
I've been there, yeah.
That's
And
cool.
there's a car one too, I think, from one of the other episodes. That's my whole role of this episode, is just to call back. Yeah.
yeah.
So what's the price on one of those guns? I want one.
Let me see.
So this is the scene. This is an exposition scene where John realizes, "Holy shit, my mom's not fucking crazy."
Yeah, she's not crazy.
He's finally realizing that she's been telling the truth the whole time.
It's a 10 gauge. Jesus Christ.
You're not here to kill me. I
Figured that part out for myself.
So what's the deal?
My mission is to protect you.
Yeah? Who sent you?
You did.
You did. 35 years from now, you reprogrammed me to be.
That's that shit that gets you when you're like,
Who programmed
watching
you
this
to
for the first
talk
time.
like that? Who programmed the Terminator with an accent?
There's some Austrian scientist. I don't know.
This is another scene that was deleted from the theatrical version.
I'm not going to do it. I usually do it. I usually buy things that I find. But there's a cosplay plastic prop 1887 Winchester 12 gauge. I've seen Terminator for $40 right now on eBay.
That's not
I want to know
bad.
how much the real gun is.
Oh, God
the
knows.
working real gun,
T1000. Advanced prototype.
not a prop.
You mean more advanced than you are?
Yes.
Because I'm trying to prep. You heard? I'm trying to prep for the Doomsday.
Yeah.
The T1000 that you're going to come across?
Yeah, I'm trying to prep because I won't be able to choke the T1000 out.
No, you
because
will not.
He'll like just liquid through my
Oh,
arm.
Aaron has finally met his match on A
He'll
to
just-
Z movie night.
he'll just-
Oh, you can't choke him out?
He'll just liquid through my
He'll
arm.
just
And
liquefy.
I can't choke him because
and then
he's made
you're
of
in a
water.
chokehold, yeah.
And then I am.
He
so,
liquefies behind you,
Yeah,
and
so,
he's choking
I mean,
you out.
For once, I can't do it, so I'm gonna have to find this gun and I'm gonna have to buy it.
Well,
Yeah.
luckily for you, they go for like $1,500.
Oh, that's not too. That's not. I thought it was
That's
gonna be
the
way
starting
crazier.
bid.
Actually, I thought it was gonna be way crazier.
But I gotta warn him.
Hey, what's that crazy one right there? What's that?
That one?
Yeah.
It just has a stand on it.
Oh, dude, don't you wish payphones were that easy to rob? You just go up to
Yeah.
them and like give them a good fawns.
Just a
Hey.
yeah, bam.
Oh wait, people that
Why
listen
does
to
she
this,
look like she never watches her face?
You guys okay?
She's just got freckles, man.
yeah, geez,
Like her
racist.
hair's all nappy. She looks like like they're trying to make her look white trash. I have freckles
Well,
too.
they are supposed to be kind of shitty foster parents. especially Todd.
Fucking Todd.
Where are you?
That's the giveaway.
It's a German Shepherd. That's it.
Thought you were gonna get rid of that fucking
God,
mutt.
why do they get things and then hate them? They got a dog and they hate the fucking dog.
Well,
they got
got
a
a
foster kid. They hate the fucking kid.
It's probably for some tax incentive. If we foster a kid, we get fucking a kickback on our taxes every year.
No, I need some backstory on this family here. Like, what do they do?
What's the dog's name?
They're in California, right? This is California.
Yeah.
Hey, Janelle. What's wrong with Wolfie? I can hear him barking. Is he okay?
Yeah, that's supposed to be right outside of L.A.
He's just fine.
That's two Terminators trying to outsmart each other, bro.
Yeah, your foster parents.
The parents are dead.
Well, because the thing that they tell you,
I like this. This is a cool.
Yeah,
Oh, this
yeah.
is like
This
classic.
is a really
Yeah.
cool scene.
Right into a knife.
Like his hand wouldn't still be on the milk carton, but this is the first time we see it morph.
Yeah,
from
because
one thing.
whenever he killed the first cop, you just see him punch him in the gut and he
Yeah.
dies. Like they don't give
Yeah.
that away.
This is the first time you
They
realize.
show you his dick, but they don't show you what he can do.
And then this
You know?
shot, and you can see where they kind of it stops, stands still, morph to hit. Then then the other actor comes in, and they just do the reverse. That's why when he takes that step over the body, it stands still
It's a
for
very
a second.
small amount of
Yeah,
frame.
Yeah, so that they can go, okay, then they do the morph, then she goes,
Yeah.
he comes in, and then he moves, and
Yeah,
it's
they
very...
have to minimize the amount of time they have to put in those frames.
Yeah.
I was actually
Because you'll be able to nitpick it.
I read an article about the scene in Meet Joe Black where Brad Pitt gets hit by the car at the
Yeah,
beginning,
and he bounces around.
and it was about how they did it, and like they only had this. It was all practical. They only had the CGI. They had the CGI his briefcase, and they had the CGI the moment from the foam van hitting him to like the dummy they had.
Yeah.
But the people that came up with how to do it, they didn't get any credit. Industrial Light and Magic got the credit because they spent so much time and money on animating the briefcase.
Digitalizing
because they
it.
didn't move like they wanted them to.
Yeah.
Maybe just went out and killed the dog.
Just killed the dog.
Max, he knows right now.
Yeah, now that was a deleted scene too because they were like, take
They're
the
like,
scene
it's
out
too
where you
much,
kill the
yeah.
dog.
Wait,
too much.
why did he kill the dog?
So get
Because
the
he had
collar.
a feeling that something wasn't right. Because Arnold, the
Arnold said
T-800, he goes, "What's the dog's name?" And he goes, "Max." And he goes, "What's wrong with Wolfie?" And she goes, "Wolfie's just fine." And that's when
when
he
he
hung
knew.
it up. He goes, "Your foster parents are dead."
Oh, okay.
Because the T-1000 didn't know the name. This is all new too, where he goes in John's room. This was not in the theatrical cut at all.
See, I've never seen the special edition. I've only seen it like regular.
Yeah, this is all stuff that wasn't
Dude,
theatrical.
he had everything I wanted when I was a kid. He had a dirt bike. He had
Yeah.
an aquarium. Like, how is this a foster kid and he has all this cool
yeah,
shit?
like they
Yeah, why is
fucking
he such
took
a
care of this
shithead?
kid.
Yeah, he's such a shithead.
Look
dude.
at all this shit
He
he's
had a
got.
fucking dirt bike, dude. Like,
And this was something they kind of, you don't get until you see this deleted
he
scene.
has an electronics workbench.
Where like you see where he's like touching everything so
Oh,
that
yeah.
he can,
he has like sensors.
yeah. That's something you don't catch unless you see the special edition.
I like the special editions, and I even like how like whenever they put in the scenes that weren't in the theatrical version, where they're kind of like you can see they're kind of washed out,
Yeah.
or the sound's kind of weird. I like that.
Message from mom. Look at that.
This is how he finds out where Sarah's at. There's this whole scene that you don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't contextualize. Like, yeah, it should
Until
have.
you realize, okay, he searched John's room. I mean, you assume that probably, but they cut out the scene. Now, these photos, too, that was not frames from Terminator 1. They
They had to redo it?
They redid all those
Really?
photos. So they had to get Arnold and change his hair, put the wig on, and make him look more like he did. And it,
Way back.
grainy black and white photos was easier, but those are all new photos they took.
These are CCTV screenshots that we
Yeah.
got from.
These were taken in a mall in Reseda today. So now she's like really playing it cool because they just told her the Terminator's back.
I'd be like, oh, I thought I was crazy. Oh,
Yeah.
You mean the guy I've been telling y'all about here?
Yeah.
For like 5 years? Oh. Mm-hmm.
The one thing too, the big continuity error in this movie is the first one is in 1984. This one's in 1991. At the end of the first movie, she's pregnant with John,
Oh Jesus!
but he's supposed to be 11 years old in this movie.
wait, he's supposed to be 11.
He's supposed to be 11
He's
years old.
scooting around on a dirt bike.
Or like 12, 11 or 12.
He's fucking 15 at least.
Well, he was like
Actually,
10
he's
when
like-
they cast him.
Yeah.
Or some shit, like in real life.
Well, no. This movie takes place in the late 90s. That's right. Yeah. No, because this movie takes place in.
Well, Judgment Day is supposed to happen in 1997.
Well, it was released in 91, but like
Yeah.
it's set in 95.
Set in 95. Yeah,
Yeah.
it came
Oh,
out in 91,
okay.
though, so there you go.
Because I was going to say, yeah,
then
how is he...
Judgment Day's on 97.
1990s, yeah.
Yeah.
August 6th, 1997.
No, August 29th.
Judgment. Wait,
August 29th.
I thought this
I knew it was
Terminator
August.
2 is Judgment Day.
It's called Judgment Day,
Yeah.
but Judgment Day doesn't happen till...
The
yeah,
Judgment Day. That's right.
when,
Yeah,
when
the
Skynet
Judgment Day. Right,
becomes
right,
self-aware
right,
and drops the
yeah.
bombs.
Well, this is the first movie in this what do you call it? In this series or whatever that actually
its continuity?
shows you Judgment Day, right?
Yeah.
No, you see it in the
Yeah.
first movie, too.
You see a little bit.
Yeah, not as much, but yeah, you do get...
You see that the bomb dropping in
Kyle
Rome.
has a dream of the future war
Ah.
in the first movie, because then he wakes up because he has a dream of like one of the Terminators infiltrating their sewer camps.
Yeah,
that's
right.
when they learned that dogs could sense Terminators.
Right,
So
right.
they would always keep German Shepherds around
around.
because they could sense if it wasn't a real human.
Shit, why did you tell me? We gotta go right now.
You guys, I could have an Edward Furlong haircut right now if I wanted to. I just gotta. I think I'm gonna bring Jamie a picture of this and be like, "Yo, let me get that furlong."
I had this haircut. We've talked about it before.
You have.
Man,
I had it for years afterwards. Girls wanted Edward Furlong.
I mean,
kids wanted to be him.
Ed's coming back, but I don't think you're gonna have the same amount of play you're gonna get from like Ryan Gosling or anything. You should stick to just following Ryan Gosling.
Nah, he's out, man. I'm trying to go for the store shit now.
Going for that cult classic.
You have to do what I say.
I like this scene a lot.
yeah, it's great when he realizes that the Terminator.
Yeah, because he's
has
his
to-
leader. Like
Yeah.
he sent him to
Yeah,
him.
He programmed him to do anything he told him. So if you're not watching along with us, we're at the scene where John goes, "Okay, stand on one leg. I got my own Terminator." And
Bark like a dog.
then these douchebags come up.
Take a hike, bozo.
No, dude, okay, so Apocalypse
He's like,
aside,
"Fuck you! I got a Terminator. I can talk shit."
Now, Apocalypse aside, isn't this most people's dream? Is that
Right.
you can send somebody to go back and talk to your younger self and tell them, to stop being an asshole or something,
Yeah. Or just to have your own Terminator, like, just be like, "Dude, I got this indestructible machine. Nobody's gonna fuck with me."
Man, Edward Furlong's such an asshole, dude. These guys came over to help him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's mean to his fucking foster parents who give him
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, he's a little shitty
He's a
kid.
piece of shit.
He's
yeah.
a thief. Yeah.
Bro, these guys came over to help him because he was crying out, and then he was like, "Yo, oh me?
Yeah.
Now-
Terminator-
Fuck you,
he's like,
dipshit.
now,
Terminator, break their
Granted,
hands for me, please."
His entire childhood up until like a few years before this point, his mom was telling him he was going to be a savior. And then granted, past that, he actually did become the savior of the human race. So maybe he was like trying to make amends for being such a shitty kid.
He kind of was like, he always just assumed his mom was a fucking lunatic. So he's like, and he hated being a foster kid. So he's like, man, fuck all this. My mom's crazy.
Trust me on this.
I got to fend for myself.
Fuck my foster parents. They don't know me.
Yeah,
They're not
fuck-
my real parents.
Fuck everybody.
I-
So he could have very easily, if this Terminator hadn't have shown up, that could be another paradox. Like, if this Terminator hadn't have shown up and bonded with him and proved that his mom wasn't insane, he just would have kept going down a path of being a little fucking shitty criminal and probably wouldn't become the savior.
he would never
that
became
he never would have became the savior he was
the
supposed
general
to
of the
be.
human army.
If
where they get that piece of material that they reverse engineered, is it from him?
It's from the original term. Yeah, it's from
Yeah.
him. It's from him
So
because
that's the only
he was
way it could
actually
happen.
reprogrammed. He was reprogrammed and turned back.
he was
Now,
reprogrammed in
that
the
piece
future.
in this movie, is that from the 84 movie?
Yeah,
Okay.
that little chip in the arm is what
Yeah.
survived from
Yeah.
the first Terminator. So that's the big paradox. Is
Yeah.
like, if that had been destroyed, they would have never been created in the first
Well,
place.
I invite you all to-
So it's basically like kind of her fault because she should have made sure that first Terminator
Right.
was completely 100% destroyed. Because otherwise, the Judgment Day would never happen.
How did he get destroyed in the
This
first
was
one?
always really gross. It was the hydraulic press. Yeah.
You got crushed.
Yeah, but it had one arm out trying to reach for her. And that's what they have in Cyberdyne Systems.
Look at this bunk ass
That's the guy that
Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Yeah. That's the guy that she hits later on.
Look, I just want to.
He looks like a Pixar character.
Yeah, he looks like the bad guy from the Incredibles.
Yeah.
He looks like
I just want to
a rapist.
I want to re-emphasize to everyone that just because you have big, bold frame glasses that are orange plastic doesn't mean that you're a creepo, okay? I need everyone to realize that.
Well,
yeah, because that's stereotyping.
yeah,
right?
but if they have big, bold frame squared glasses and a mustache, run away.
Is just a mustache or mustache?
It's got to be the
and
combo.
beard?
It's not a mustache and beard, right?
No,
That's different.
it's that
That's
weirdo
different.
porno. Now, I learned how to pick locks from this scene. And this is this is not
Get outta here.
No, this is not a bullshit story. Now, I probably couldn't do it nowadays.
Wait, this scene made you try to pick locks?
Yeah, I was like, is that for
It
real?
was this scene?
Yeah, I was like, is that for real?
Of all the movie pick a lock with a fucking bobby pin
Okay.
scenes, this was the movie?
Well, she uses a paperclip. That's the kicker in this
Oh.
one. So, and this is not a bullshit story. I 100%.
They have more vertical integrity.
I hand of whatever. My father, when this came out, we lived in Bryan College Station. He was a car dealership, car salesman.
Wait, you were living in College Station at one time?
Yeah, when this movie came out. Yeah,
Bless you.
So my dad, sometimes we didn't have a babysitter. Like I'd get dropped off at my dad's dealership and have to like sit in the break room and watch TV.
Wait, your dad owned a dealership?
He would
Sorry,
get.
that's Aqua Teen Hunger.
Oh no, I got it. My dad owns a dealership. But he had this little like bitty tiny like floor safe thing in his office. And I was like sitting there like trying to mess with it with the paperclip, and my dad looked over at me. He goes, "What are you doing?" I was like, "I learned this in Terminator 2." He goes, "You're never gonna get that open."
If you get it open?
"Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, it worked in the movie." He goes, "If you get that open, Tim,
You have
I will let
everything.
you keep what's in it."
What?
And it took me probably almost an hour. I sat there and messed with it. I ended up having to I had to do what she did right there. She uses two different ones. She bent it. That's the technique I used, and then you turn it. And it fucking worked.
Yeah, it does
That
work.
little floor safe opened up. It didn't have like a dial on or anything. It was just a key
It's a
lock
shitty
safe.
floor
It was
safe.
just a key.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really shitty old. And
So-
there was like one envelope in it. I think that had like $100 bill or something. It was
let
like
you keep
petty
it?
cash or something.
You
it was
let
a
you keep it?
Fuck no! I was
didn't
so
let you
pissed
keep
off
it?
at it. He didn't let me keep it. He didn't let me keep it because
What?
he didn't think in a million years I was ever going to get in it.
But my man,
I
my
was
word
so
is my
fu-
bond. My word is
I
my
was
bond. You know
so
what I'm saying?
mad. But I had to give my dad credit. That was a dumb. He just did. Now this too. This was one of those amazing special effects.
Oh,
That
yeah.
shot right there is just
Pretty cool.
fucking amazing.
Oh yeah, for
But
sure.
also,
Still holds up. That still holds up.
yeah, it
that
holds
did
up
hold up, yeah.
incredibly.
yeah, the lighting reflections on this
look,
are
you even
really
get the
good.
reflection of the
Of
Pepsi
the vending machine, yeah.
Yeah, you see the Pepsi logo and
Yeah.
stuff in them. There are a lot of Pepsi things. But this is not special effects or anything right here. These are actually two twins.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Well, that
And
comes
that comes up later.
That
And
comes-
it's fucking awesome.
and-
And that's another reason I'm glad we're watching the special edition, because that scene was cut out.
Yeah.
But those are two real life twins.
Damn, they're very identical too.
Yeah, very
They
identical
give them-
twins.
Damn,
Right
that
through
is
his
cool
fucking
shot.
eye.
That's
cool shot.
gruesome, bro.
Yeah. Straight through the eye.
That's
the way he's kind
gruesome.
of like his nerves are all kind of like.
Yeah. Because he went through his
It's got to
medulla
be really weird
oblongata,
too, as an
dog.
actor, to be like pretending like you're murdering your twin
twin.
brother.
That's
You're looking at your own face. But yeah, those are two real life twins that they did that. And then the other twins is pretty crazy.
Yeah, I
I
wonder-
can't wait
yeah.
because that scene was cut out.
that's
so
that's Ted and Fred McGillicuddy. That's who those actors are. Ted and Fred
All right, let me
McGillicuddy.
Ted and
Let's
Fred.
see how far off you are.
See how far off you are. Let's see if that checks out. This is the part coming up that I was saying
Oh yeah,
about.
where she's gonna hit him back.
Yeah. She gets her revenge.
Dude, this guy, like, I kind of want to go on Zenny Optical right now. If you use code A to Z podcast, you can buy your first frames half off. But
You're really defending this guy.
but I kind of want to go buy some new frames right now, just because I don't know.
Because you're like, wait, what? Why is that mop stick broke? Which, right there.
Oh,
Which she hit him across
She
the
hit him
back
across
of
the
his
back
neck.
of the
She
head.
got him.
Yeah. She
Damn.
kind of braced it across his shoulder a little
Oh,
bit.
yeah.
But it got his fucking neck, and she did not care. She fucking really whacked him with that stick as hard as she could.
dude, for her to drag that big goon,
Yeah.
she's pretty goddamn strong.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I mean, she's prison swole, you know?
That guy's going to be 275 at least.
It's Dawn and Dan Stanton.
Don and Dan? Oh, yeah, I was close.
Of course,
10
it's
Fred?
something, yeah.
Dawn
Hell
and
yeah,
Dan.
I was close.
Tim and Ted or Tim and Todd.
Their
or
parents
Ted
are
and Todd or something.
fucking assholes. Neither one of you will have your own identity.
You'll have a shared one.
You're just...
Yeah, you want to
You're
use
two
your
sides of the
initials
same
to mark
coin.
your shit?
Yeah,
Fuck you.
fuck
yeah.
you. Yeah. We're going to make your life real confusing.
They were both in Good Morning Vietnam, too, so
Oh, huh.
good for them.
And it's an easy off-screen, do the sound effect,
Oh, right.
but he morphed.
Yeah.
His theme is so foreboding.
I really miss that, though. A lot of times in modern filmmaking, just because they can do it, they will. And a lot of those really practical effects where, camera movement, turn away, turn back, it's something else. Or,
you hear
or,
it, so you know, yeah.
Or like the gunshot fade to black, sort of. Like
Yeah.
a lot of those things that really do better to trick our minds.
Man,
And they're actually more effective. They don't even do them anymore.
It's what
Yeah.
you don't show.
Yeah, exactly.
It's what you don't
just like
show.
with
Yeah.
monsters in movie. Don't show
Right.
too much of the monster. It's
Yeah.
what you don't see that's scarier. Your imagination is going to be way more creative
Absolutely, yeah.
than anything that they can show you on screen.
And they take advantage of some of the weaknesses in our brains when they do that stuff to be like, oh shoot.
Yeah, I've used that trick too before.
Oh, God.
When the guy turns around and she tosses the keys high at him,
Oh,
so that he reaches his hands up to catch the
Oh,
keys,
mhm.
and then she whacks him in the gut.
well, talking like practical.
This
versus,
was in one of the trailers too,
Anyone, right?
where he puts his hand up.
Swear?
I swear.
I swear, I would not.
What?
Up your hand and say, I swear I won't kill anyone.
Was she about to put that plumber?
That was like the last line of one of the
yeah.
trailers,
Well,
and you're like,
so-
"Oh, ha, 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 ha,
so-
he gonna kill somebody."
So CGI versus practical, which is cheaper?
Now it's actually CGI.
Nowadays it's CGI. Back then it was
Because CGI still costs so much to do.
but it's,
No, not
it's
really.
quicker. It's easier to do it. Practical effects, because if you fuck up practical effects, resetting things.
Well, the
So
thing
the
about
workflow-
CGI is you can put so many more people on
No,
it at
the
one time.
the workflow of CGI is so much more efficient now because it's the main, like it's
well,
the
now
mainstay.
for sure it's
So it's
Yeah,
much
nowadays,
it's much cheaper. Yeah.
But back then, when it was like, that's why they did that shot that we were just talking about. The camera pulled away, he morphed, because
Yeah.
they're like, hey,
Yeah.
save money where we can. We don't need to show
Yeah.
that every time. They get the point now.
Well, it's like also so the Disney's Lion King is coming out now, right? And Disney's Lion King is a totally, I'm doing air quotes for you guys that aren't watching this, but
Yeah.
it's live action, but it's still CG, right?
Yeah, motion
That
the
was-
lions have no
motion
balls
capture.
though.
But that's cheaper. That's
Very accurate lions, but no balls.
it's a cheaper movie to make now than it would be to like go back and
And
redo the
animate,
first
yeah.
one with animation because
Yeah,
nobody's doing it. The same way with practical effects is like there's no practical effects houses anymore. So it's
Did y'all
like
see that thing about the
Well,
Lion King and the white lion thing from Japan in the
Oh
60s?
yeah,
That's
my
Kim-
daughter
that's
told me that like
Kimba.
years ago.
dude, that's
Kimba.
Kimba the White Lion. Everybody
Yeah,
knows
she was
about
like,
all
yeah,
that.
Disney.
Yeah.
There's like a top 10 list of all the shit Disney's
Yeah.
ripped off.
Yeah, Kimba. It's not necessarily a ripoff, but yeah. It's actually the only totally original Disney animated movie they've ever done.
Dude, I watched the side by side YouTube compilation.
Well,
And-
not when you
and-
compare it to that other one.
Yeah, you compare them side by side, all the different shots. It's like totally rip off. But like the thing that's annoying is they just won't own up to it. So they said,
There's,
no, we've never even heard of that.
I always love that. He goes, that little sound effect.
He was
But
really
she's like fucking. I mean, to think of that, like to get
Yeah.
the Roto-Rooter and be like, I'll
I
pump
would-
this shit right in his fucking neck.
I would be terrified,
Yeah.
dog.
Just
That would
because
be-
like the way he's moving around, like needle is like she had that needle all the
Oh,
way
yeah.
fucking in him.
No, I would
Yeah.
be way more afraid of that than somebody with a gun to my head.
I'd be
I'm
afraid,
like,
well, yeah. I'd be afraid just of like the needle breaking
what
off.
would that
I'd be
feel
like,
like?
all right, Sarah, just be cool. Let's move real slow. This always gave me anxiety of like that whole like somebody's chasing you and you
One
fumbling
door
with
to
the
the next
keys.
door.
And
Yeah.
you're trying to get the right key in time and like, oh my god, if you don't get it, like break that shit off.
Dude, there's so many good scenes in this movie.
Yo, man, it's
Like,
just
'cause
chase scene
well,
after chase
There's a
scene.
lot of movies that I like that there's
This
certain
is- this
scenes
is-
I don't like, but there's just so many like classic set pieces in
Yeah.
this movie.
Did he
This-
get, like-
the screeching of like this right here,
the shoes?
1991, 1990. Look at the ashtrays by the
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
between the
smokers
elevator.
pits.
See
Yeah.
that one?
Mhm.
Yeah.
The butt cans. where you'd get off the elevator, you'd put your cigarette out, and then go check on your newborn baby.
See, she don't know.
She thinks that's the bad guy. Yeah. I always loved how they got the sound effect of her feet sliding on that.
They put it in there. But
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah. Definitely. It's
that must
very-
have hurt sliding on your feet.
This is where she's like, "Fuck it. I'd rather lock me back up, put me back in my room."
Hey, that's a pretty good takedown, actually.
Yeah. Right at her knees.
Wait here.
Supposedly for
He's
a
gonna
lot
come in with that sedative. He must have got a
I
little
love
bit
when he grabs the one.
of... Jesus.
That hurt.
That could have just killed that dude. When
Yeah,
he
all of
landed
it.
on that,
Yeah.
the glass could have just fucking cut his.
Oh yeah.
Well, the first
He
guy...
still won't hit a woman though.
The
Terminator won't hit the woman, but he'll
He
shove the
threw,
shit out of
he
her.
threw that guy into that plexiglass. That dude did die.
That could
guaranteed.
That just fucking cut all his face
that
off.
is
bleeding out.
blunt
They're
force
both bleeding
trauma.
out.
Yeah.
That dude did die.
He needs stitches real quick. But I guess they'd be like, well, he's in a hospital. They could fix him up.
Yeah.
They could probably still save his life.
It ain't that kind of hospital.
But that dude is laying on the floor right now, bleeding
So
out.
that was one of the most
Look,
iconic
he threw him
lines.
so
Yeah.
hard that the chainmail was busted forward.
which is kind of
Yeah, he
weird
did.
because they're not showing him.
That dude is bleeding out
Hey,
on the
listen,
floor
listen
right
to this.
now.
Listen to the sound effect.
Yeah. This was another one of those in the theater. You're like,
That was-
what the fuck? That was the
Zach, so the foley of that was dog food sliding out of the can.
Oh wow.
that last
Totally.
the suction sound right before it
Totally
popped.
was. Yeah. Totally was.
Yeah,
It's one of those things that once you hear it, you can't
I
unhear
love
it.
Foley artists.
yeah. Oh yeah, I love that shit. Like the things that they come up with.
Well, the blaster from Star Wars is that that wire that everybody hits at Thirsties.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
It's
know,
them hitting it with a hammer,
yeah.
hitting one of those wires, the guide wires with
Yeah.
a hammer. Pew pew.
Yeah, I love those behind the scenes features sometimes where you're just like, why didn't they just do that?
Well,
They're like, oh no, like the sound of walking on eggshells was for whatever.
well, like 90, like probably since the 90s, probably 90% of the sound you hear in movies
It's already been pre-recorded.
is afterwards.
Yeah.
It's ADR. That was
yeah.
one of the things they touted about The Dark Knight. Was that the one with Heath Ledger?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's one of the big things about that they touted after he died is that they used a lot of on scene audio
Yeah,
because they couldn't do ADR.
yeah, they didn't have them available. Yeah,
Like-
so it was
like
all
there-
on
and
set
there's-
dialogue.
It's the same thing as practical. It's like there's some directors who like will focus on using the set stuff, but most of the audio you hear on movies is not what happened there.
Yeah. Oh, especially in action heavy scenes. Yeah, when there's a lot of other stuff going on and sounds.
Yeah, if you're in a loud environment,
yeah, they have to bring you back in later and re-record your dialogue.
But
then that also gives them the opportunity to change dialogue too,
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can. And if you watch enough movies, you can see that. But,
Sure.
but sorry to disappoint anybody who watches documentaries, but pretty much 100% of
100%
that audio
documentaries
is,
Yeah.
is fake
ADR.
audio.
Oh yeah, for
it's
sure.
accurate, but it's
Yeah.
fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On-site recording is usually dog shit.
Yeah, because they're shooting from like a half a mile away.
Yeah,
or-
unless they're shooting on a set and they can control it
Well,
a little
all
bit
the-
more.
all
Where they
the-
can have boom
like,
mics all around them.
The
you know.
rats burrowing and insects,
Yeah.
that's all on a set.
Well,
No,
now
yeah,
there's
yeah.
like that whole digital audio library that they can go in because it's kind of like it's like a database where they can go in and like, yeah, somebody used crushing up tinfoil
Right.
for the sound of this, but it sounds like
Yeah.
this, and they can just go in and farm audio from this huge database that they have now.
Well, there's people out there there's sound people out there who they're in, like what they do.
It's just
what
there's
they're-
Foley
how
artists
they
out
make
there.
their living is just going on location to different places and recording.
Well,
shit.
like they said, the sound effect of him getting shot with
Yeah.
bullets, that shoving a microphone into a bucket of yogurt.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
Yep.
they just shove a microphone in a bucket of yogurt and then they pull it back out really quick, and it gets that sound.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even know where to start. Like if somebody
So
says
it's like, how do
sounds
you
for
come
this,
up with
yeah.
that? And you're like, hey,
just-
give
yeah.
me a bucket of yogurt.
they
I got
just-
an idea.
They just put condoms. They just put condoms with their mic, and they
Yeah.
like shoved them into like
This
mayo
is
and
rear
yogurt.
projection. You can look. So this shot coming
That's a
up.
dummy.
That's a
Oh,
dummy.
that's
But
totally
when he
a dummy.
when he
Well,
climbs up
obviously,
on the trunk of the car, This is the
What do you mean by rear projection? Is they have a screen behind them?
Yeah.
yeah. It's like there's front and rear projection to where it's not a green screen. They have that car is standing still on a set right there, but the thing
Everything around it is.
in the background is just moving past them
Yeah.
on a rear projection screen. So it looks like the car is moving, and they're running at 30 miles an hour. Well, obviously that is, but a lot of these shots like that, the exterior when they're in the car.
This fucking gun. How many
Nowadays, they just would have done that on a green screen stage. But I think front projection, rear projection,
It's good. It holds up.
It holds up.
It's good because it's real.
It's not. It's
because it's a real image, and it's not like you can
Why
tell
did you
CGI
throw that
is a
away,
little
bro?
well, as soon as you explained it,
because that could have turned into a spike.
well,
and
or it could track.
No,
it.
it's
crawl
no,
into
it's,
his mouth.
it's far. It's too far from the central CPU. It couldn't do anything.
Well, as soon as you explained it, like what it was, I could see it.
Yeah.
But it's not nearly as like glaring as like the Thing, the blue screen from the Thing.
Yeah.
Where they're walking
So
over
look,
the snow.
this is also
Like
rear
that, this
projection.
too, yeah.
You can tell.
Yeah, we know that.
Especially
That's
that.
Jurassic Park and
Yeah.
Hey,
there are
whoa, what
some
is
parts
that?
where it doesn't hold up.
All right, so I got a real deep
I
cut.
see everything.
I got a real deep cut. Do you remember Saturday Night Live from early '90s?
Say it again.
Do you remember Saturday Night Live from the early '90s?
Of course.
Do you remember the episode that Linda Hamilton hosted? And they've parodied this, but it was Toonces the cat.
Oh yeah,
Do you remember that shit? Dude, that was one of my favorite scenes of all time, where it was Toonces
the driving cat.
it was
And
Linda
it always
Hamilton.
ended with them going off the cliff.
Yeah, and it was this scene right here where it was Linda Hamilton. It was like, Toonces, what are you doing, Toonces? We're trying to escape.
Did he have the leather jacket
Yeah,
on?
he
and
had
everything,
the
like the
leather
Terminator.
jacket. Yeah, they're like, Toonces, get over here. They're like, where are you going?
Oh, hey, look, okay. So I did a little more reading about that gun, and I'm not meaning to go back, but
No,
like
it's okay.
you actually, it holds 5 shots. It has a magazine,
And they
you
reload,
Can,
yeah.
and you can cock it like
Yeah,
that.
it's a repeating.
okay.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
repeating.
it's a repeater. Yeah, like the old rifles.
But it's often shown firing 7 or 8 rounds before reloading, and it is possible to hot load it to have 7 rounds.
No, if it shoots 5, then you can hot load it to have 6 because it's
Well, they're
a single
saying
barrel.
7. I'm going to trust.
Oh,
I'm going to trust
okay.
imfdb.org.
Okay.
Sounds like they know what they're talking about. They are called. I'm the motherfucker. I'm the motherfucking database.
What's your story?
You're so silly.
That's probably an office joke at their server
Yeah.
farm. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm not the first one. There's a great line that he has. This movie
You okay? Fine.
right here.
Say,
What's-
that's a nice bike.
Oh, that dude did.
Oh, he definitely did.
Now
So
here's
what are you talking about? We've been talking shit on these bikes for like 10 years. We've been trying to get a new order.
yeah. If you were a real cop, you'd know that something's fishy.
Dead.
Written or directed by James Cameron. Credits just start rolling. The cops all swarm him.
Got so much to Edward Furlong.
Yeah. Now the scene
Well, he's
we were talking
cocky
about.
now.
Yeah, he's like,
He's
yeah,
got
he's
a
got
robot
He's
bodyguard.
got a
but-
Terminator. Good thing that the mechanics garage had rubbing alcohol and all sorts of stuff for putting
Sewing?
stitches.
That's
in
not
the-
rubbing alcohol. It's just
sewing.
vodka.
Well, it's probably an upholstery shop too. So
Yeah, there's a dry cleaner next
back in
door.
the day, they did a little bit of everything.
It's an auto body / dry cleaner.
We take care of a little bit of everything. It's the A to Z auto shop.
Now, a scene coming up that was deleted from the theatrical version. Have you ever seen the special edition?
I feel like I have, because every time you're talking about these scenes
They
that
look familiar.
they weren't in anything, yeah, I've definitely seen them
never.
before. Yeah.
I can tell you, I've never seen.
Well,
it.
this is obviously the stop the action and have an exposition
Yeah.
scene.
This is the movie where he like cuts his hand. His
Well,
arm
no,
open, right?
no. This is where.
No, this isn't the scene, but this is the movie, right?
Yeah. So what they're saying is,
Neural processor, a learning computer.
if you want to turn the audio up a little bit, I guess it doesn't matter.
You're sent out alone.
Doesn't want you to do too much thinking, huh?
They're saying that there's a version of his CPU chip that was turned off when he was sent back.
Yeah.
But if you turn it on, he can start to learn.
Start to learn and stuff. Yeah.
He starts to learn from his environment.
Because
So
he's away from Skynet. He's in the past.
Yeah.
That's in the
But
movie.
whenever
So this scene is them going to pull out a CPU chip
and they're going to turn
reset
it on.
it.
Yeah.
so that he can actually start to learn from things around him.
Yeah.
He becomes self-aware. So in this scene right here, the way they did this shot, this is fucking genius. Okay, see the mirror?
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's a model of Arnold Schwarzenegger's
That's
head.
a dummy.
Yeah,
That's a dummy head.
Right here in the shot.
There is no mirror. On the other side of that wall is actually just Arnold Schwarzenegger.
There's no mirror.
There's no mirror. There's another wall.
And that's a hand.
Yeah. No, that's Linda Hamilton's twin sister on the other side.
Yeah, and you could
What?
tell that.
So this is a dummy head right
and you
here.
could tell that the hands weren't moving.
And there was
super
no
in sync.
mirror there.
There's no mirror.
Yeah.
They're on the other side of that wall to make it look like a mirror.
Yeah,
This is a dummy.
This is
not
the dummy.
This is a dummy head.
On the other side of the mirror was
Yeah.
Arnold Schwarzenegger. Yeah.
This is the most legit action movie of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if we get
her
that
twin
angle.
sister?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is her real life identical twin
Yeah.
sister.
Her name's Leslie.
Yeah.
Her name's Leslie.
Another
It's
L,
Linda
yeah.
and Leslie.
And that's the piece they reverse
Yeah,
engineer.
so that's a dummy head, and in that one shot, that was really Arnold on the other side. The mirror version of him was really Arnold, and we
that's a dummy,
were
yeah.
looking at a dummy, and that was actually her own twin sister. Even right there, they had to do it, and I'm sure if you nitpicked it, you could see that they weren't moving at the exact
the
same
hands
time.
were moving kind of slow.
I
And
just wonder how they
a little
give it that. They
desynchronous.
give it like this weird effect that makes it look like
It's just the lighting, I guess. They must have spent a long time getting the lighting perfect. See, now she's
like wanting to smash it.
yeah, she's like, this is our chance to kill it.
Don't kill him.
It, John. Not him. It.
Okay, it. But we need it.
Listen to me. Listen.
What, you think like he's been lying this whole time?
Yeah.
So she wants to kill him.
Of the future and the war and all that.
And he's like, yeah, but haven't you seen the other one? This thing's the only thing that can help us kill the fucking Leviathan monster.
I just don't understand. So he can't like they took that chip out because he can't learn.
And if something goes
No,
No, it was
sh-
an option. What he was telling them in that exposition was that I have that capability, but that has not been activated. He's like, I can talk you through it. If you pull out my central net processor, you can reboot me, and I can actually become self-aware, become more. Instead
More
of just
handy,
instead of just following direct orders,
Right.
he
I
can
could be
start
more
to
handy.
learn.
Yeah.
So then you cut to the scene where John starts teaching him how to say things. You know,
Yeah, because I remember because I thought that scene happened whenever the two jock dudes.
yeah, no, it makes more
It
sense.
comes later.
of why the whole hasta la vista and like talking shit.
So before they reset him, he's just following directive.
Yeah.
I don't
See,
know,
now
that's
they turn him back on because they're saying you could be more effective. Because John says, he goes, maybe you won't be such a dork all the time,
Oh yeah.
but it's more like you'll be more effective and you can blend in better
Right.
if you start to learn from your surroundings.
You won't be
And-
so wooden. Won't
Yeah,
be so
exactly.
Well, because it's the same.
You won't be the guy that's like, yep, that's the Terminator right there. You know,
What are you
I mean,
talking about? Another
I'm
Terminator.
not a Terminator.
I'm
but
not
he
Terminator.
was designed to do what he did in the first movie, and he knew all the things from the first movie, and that's the world that he knew.
He
And
just
then
knew what he was
they
programmed.
reprogrammed him and send him in.
Yeah. He was reprogrammed by John in the future to just, and people are like, well, how can Arnold be back in this movie? It's like, yeah, because all of them look the same.
Yeah.
There's an assembly line of Arnolds,
Yeah, which we see.
and that's what they're dealing
Later
with
on.
in the later sequels. Who is the
know.
guy that they're the human that they molded the Terminator after?
Trying to figure out the learning part. Like, what do you mean by learn? Like, and adapt? Like,
It means
he
learn.
He found his perfect outfit in the bar. He got a shotgun. He picked his shotgun. He didn't take the guy's pistol. He took the shotgun from the bar owner.
there was no
Yeah.
thought process
There's
in
learning
that
in
learning
that.
though. No, it was directives. It was like
No, that was
It was-
just get weapons.
Yeah.
Go back,
acquire clothes.
acquire clothes,
Acquire
acquire
weapons.
weapons, acquire transportation,
And then it
acquire John Connor.
Learning means
And then protect
taking
John
in new
Connor until
information.
you die.
Yeah, taking in new information. That was already
Yeah.
information he had preloaded.
Well, this is what it cuts to. He's like, hey,
One of the most classic of his one-liners, probably.
I'll be back in Hasta Vista.
That's great.
He's teaching. So what does John do? The first thing he does
Teaches him
is
how
he
to
teaches
shit
him to
talk.
talk shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. He goes, I got a Terminator. I'm going to teach you how to talk shit. Not say help. Do you have an EpiPen? I require assistance.
I'll give you half.
What's the number to 911?
Get some food.
They
So-
always did a really good job of this scene, making it just look fucking hot as shit.
Well, the radiator was running hot as fuck.
yeah, then when
they
you see
pulled
that
up,
smoke
yeah.
coming out of the front, it's just like, God. And in this, I think they're filming in Arizona in these
Yeah,
scenes.
this is
They're outside of
This is gonna be east of-
California.
Smile once in a while.
But just think about it. He's walking around in fucking full-on leather.
You know, smile.
It's got to be 100 degrees there.
Oh,
It's
he
a
don't
dry
give a-
heat, Tim.
he don't-
It's not
It's
bad.
a dry, yeah, but it's a dry
It's
heat.
not bad.
Arnold
It's a
don't
dry
give a
heat.
fuck,
That's
man.
a quote. If right now, if y'all can tell us, that woman has been in other shit.
Okay, bad example.
Look that up. She looks like everything. She's a mean old lady.
That guy over there?
That line right there, yeah, but it's a dry heat. It's from another James Cameron movie and from an actor that we have mentioned millions,
but it's a
multiples
dry
of times. If y'all can tell us who said that and what movie it was, I will give you a bottle of Jameson. It's hot as hell down here. Yeah, man, but it's a dry heat.
It's a dry heat, though.
This is his first. Yeah, see, he's trying to teach him
I
how
don't
to
even know that
smile.
shit.
Maybe you could practice in front of a mirror or something.
See, like he gets his feelings hurt. Like he's trying to get him to smile,
Want some of my fries?
and you could. That's the first time, and he does it again later on. There's the high five scene where you can see like the Terminator gets a little annoyed with John after a while. Like this is jokes and stuff. You can see the Terminator starting to get pissed off at him.
Dude, I got to ask you. So right now, think about this. Think about this. You're in a situation where it's like the gravitas is like world ending and fucking robots trying to kill you and you're in the desert and all that. Think about what it's like to order a fucking hamburger from a fast food stand and you have choices and you're Linda Hamilton. You just got out of like this thing and you're looking at like, do you think she just like orders the first thing or do you think she like really put some time and effort and is like,
She
you know
probably
what?
just was like,
Do I want a chili dog or do I want
she
the number
probably
two?
like. I think in that situation, would be like, I want one of everything.
yeah, I'm just being like,
Just go get
I mean,
everything.
they've been on the road for a while.
They got
She's
funnel
she probably
cakes.
already got that out of her system. Like
yeah, I guess.
this is like several days later.
No, this is like the next
it was
morning.
like the next day, dude.
Yeah, this is like the next morning.
That's
Of
how
course,
quick-
they've probably been in
yeah.
the car for fucking 8 hours.
We also forget she's a boss ass bitch and she don't
Yeah.
give a shit about that. Like she's
This
been
is-
working
well,
out in her
this-
fucking
this
cell
is-
getting ready for the apocalypse.
There was another big old Pepsi sign on that wall back there. Another one right there in the background. Man, there's a lot of Pepsi product
Pepsi
placement.
was pretty big in the 90s.
Apparently,
Pepsi was pretty big in the 90s.
they are the only product placement I've seen in this entire film.
Pepsi had
It's Pepsi.
it had
It's been a shitload of Pepsi product placement.
there was a Pepsi Man PlayStation 1 game, so I'm pretty sure
Yes,
fair
there
to
was.
say
Well, you were-
no,
you were
no,
close-
they
you were
did a
close, Tim.
7-Up man too. The red dot.
that was
remember that?
That was Cool Spot, and that was
Yeah.
on Super Nintendo.
That was like Sega Genesis
Yeah,
or something.
Genesis.
Tim, you were close. You said the date that Skynet went online,
Oh, okay.
not whenever it actually
Yes, it launched
kills everybody.
missiles against the targets in Russia.
Why attack Russia? Aren't they our friends now?
Oh, this is the end of the Cold War. Yeah.
This is where he's explaining it. Yeah, because then they fire back on us, and it just Skynet waits for us to kill ourselves.
How much do you know about Dyson?
They make great
Detailed
vacuums.
files. I could quote this whole
I
fucking
want to
movie.
know everything. What do you look
Now they're like, we have to go stop them. We have to stop.
We have to stop them now. This is a deleted scene that was not in the theatrical version as well. This is
Okay.
our first introduction to Dyson and his family.
Yep, and they're rich as fuck,
Yeah, you realize that he's gotten rich as fuck off of this
Yeah.
technology. That
living
they
in
have.
Malibu
They got an infinity pool. Well, that's not
in the boo.
They be living in the boo.
Malibu.
Yeah, because in the theatrical version, we are not introduced to this family. Well,
Until-
we're introduced
yeah.
to him at the beginning of the movie in the theater.
Yeah.
I mean not in the theater, at Cyberdyne. But we don't see them again until Sarah shows up in full on Rambo mode, and she's just gonna kill him.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
for sure.
spoilers. And fucking spoilers. Like if you listen to A to Z podcast, if you're a fan of us and you have not seen Terminator 2 yet,
Well, then you know what?
what the fuck have
Yeah,
you been
what's
doing
your
with your
problem,
life?
bro?
Yeah, for the
Like,
last
get
30
outta here.
years. So I don't
I
think
think
I
it's
don't think
almost a joke,
spoilers
yeah.
are even a thing. I think y'all have probably seen
So
it.
I say spoilers to people because
those
it's almost
computers.
like a joke. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
oh yeah.
yeah, it's almost a joke to me when I'm like, hey, spoiler alert right now.
Yeah.
You know, I know
Bruce
you've seen
Willis
it.
was dead the whole time.
Yeah, I know you've seen it, for Christ's sake. Like,
Well, we hope so. And we talked about this earlier. This is part of our sequels better than the original series, but it's also the three of us, your OG A to Z guys, wanting to get back to our grassroots of why we started this in the first place and the films that made us film buffs to begin with.
For sure.
And we do a lot of messing around and silliness on this show, and we goof off and we make fun of movies just straight out. But these movies, we got a couple coming up that are going to be straight love stories, like when we did The Shining or the Thing, just some of those movies that we just. I saw and this honestly, I would probably have to credit as the movie that made me the film buff that I am today.
This one right here.
This I will go ahead and say.
Well, you were
this
a kid.
Movie,
you were
this movie came out in 1991, so I had just turned 10 years old, or I wasn't even 10 years old yet. So I saw this movie at least a dozen times in the theater. This movie became daycare for my mom.
Well, that's concerning.
When I look back, I'm like, oh shit, yeah, my mom was just trying to get me the fuck out of the house for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
It was, here's enough money for the movie, and then here's $5 to play in the arcade afterwards.
Right.
I'll be back at 4 to pick you up, And I'd be like,
it was
cool with me, Mom. I'll go watch Terminator 2 for the 10th time and play Street Fighter 2.
I'll play Afterburner.
Yeah. And then, I'll be waiting outside. I'll save a quarter for the payphone to call you when I'm ready to get picked up. That was daycare in the 90s for me.
It's a fine daycare system, honestly.
I wasn't mad about it, man. But the thing was, because I was 9, 10 years old, this movie was rated R.
Right.
And I'll never forget, the first time I saw this movie was with my dad and my friend that lived down the street, Jonathan. And I cried at the end of this movie. I remember the walk to the car after this movie was over going, but why?
Wait, out of the theater?
Yeah, and my dad, that's what I was saying. I saw this movie at least a dozen times in the theater. And what my mom got to the point of doing, because it was rated R, the theater at the time was in the mall.
It was in the mall. Come and buy your ticket for you.
The box office was inside the mall. So my mom would go in, buy the ticket because it was rated R, come back out to the car, give me the ticket.
Shout out to Linda Possible.
And then I would go in, and they would be like, okay, well, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm totally old enough.
This is the movie you've seen the most in the theaters?
100%.
You saw this 12 times?
At least.
Really?
At least 12 times. I have never seen any other movie that many times in the theater, ever.
Huh.
I will never get tired. That's what I'm saying. If I had to trace it back, this is the movie that made me become a huge film buff.
Like a movie nerd, yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, how do they do that? I need to know everything about this movie. I remember begging my mom. What I just said, my mom would drop me off all the time.
And you never saw the first one. You just saw this one.
No. I saw, we went and rented the first one later.
Yeah.
I remember this scene where he picks up the baby. He's just like, as a Terminator, he's like, what the fuck is this?
It's a lifespan of a vaccine kid.
Yeah, he's like, they come in this size? But I remember buying this VHS in the mall and begging my mom, can I buy the Terminator 2 VHS? She's like, yeah, but didn't you see that movie 15 times in the theater? I was like, oh, you just don't get me at all, Mom. I need to see it 15 times more. This movie actually did very, very well on Laserdisc.
I believe that.
It was when the video sales, they did 170 million pre-sale VHS to Blockbuster stores and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
And Laserdiscs were I won't say huge at the time, but
this was the biggest Laserdisc
was trying to take off.
88 to 92 was Laserdisc peak.
Yeah. And the Laserdisc apparently was very, very well done.
You still got those Laserdiscs I gave you?
I have that the Indiana Jones one.
The Indiana Jones, that's what it was. Yeah.
Well, this is the best track I got. But the starter motor's gone.
It's pretty cool. It's a cool thing to frame up. We should probably frame it up.
Yeah,
we'll
frame that up. Yeah. Like we did the Blade Runner vinyl.
The soundtrack. Yeah. They're about the same size LP and a Laserdisc. Or I feel like they're the same size.
That was the thing. That's why DVD
12?
eventually became. But there was a 7-8 year gap of trying to get the amount of information from a Laserdisc down to the size of a CD.
Yeah. Do you know who has the largest personal Laserdisc collection?
Who?
You're going to be very surprised when I say.
Elon Musk?
No.
Jay Leno, I don't know.
Tony Hawk.
Really?
What?
Tony Hawk.
Oh, well, dude, there's
the
like
largest personal.
we have
Laserdisc
like
collection.
cinema purists. They're like,
type it up. Just type Tony Hawk Laserdisc collection.
There's
You'll find
cinema purists. They're like, Laserdisc is still my preferred format. You know, I don't like Blu-ray, and I can get that sometimes. Like when you put
it's the same format as like DVD. I think Laserdisc is. Yeah,
pretty much.
Good.
Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah. But the TVs at the time couldn't handle.
They couldn't
that.
handle the Laserdisc. Yeah.
So you still didn't get as far as picture quality. You still didn't get that. You could get the home audio experience,
right?
But TVs back then couldn't get the picture quality that Laserdisc provided.
You don't feel any emotion about it.
So he just was like, "You're not afraid of anything? No. So not even afraid of dying? No."
Yeah.
He's asking Arnie if he has any emotions at all. Right now,
I feel like, so aren't you scared of anything?
I feel so close to you, Terminator, because I don't feel emotions either. And I'm guessing right now I'm a Terminator. I don't know.
Yeah.
I miss
Wait
them,
a minute. Am I a Terminator too?
I miss them. I miss my emotions, but I don't know where they went to.
Now,
Maybe
this scene right here, I found this out first in the comic books.
Holy shit. You know what the Laserdisc for this movie goes for?
What?
Probably a shit ton.
Sealed, $437.
Wow.
Yeah,
Sealed?
it's a big.
Yeah.
It's a
Mint,
big.
$251.
It's a big.
Damn, that's pretty good.
Collector's item.
It's pretty badass.
Well, I always thought when I originally saw that scene where he picks up the rail gun.
That was like a Gatling gun, man.
Well, Gatling gun.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And he smiles. He does that calf-cock smile. And he goes, "It's definitely you." I always thought he meant the gun. He was like, "Yeah, that gun's definitely you." But it was the smile because he'd been trying to teach him to smile.
Oh, right.
And he finally did that half-cock grin. He's like,
huh. "Oh, there's your smile."
But you don't know that until you see those deleted scenes.
Yeah.
I think this is one of those rare movies that the deleted scenes, when they're added back in, make it a better film.
Yeah. You're right.
Sometimes it's just like, oh,
look, here's the daddy-son. This is like the daddy-son scene, you know?
bonding.
Because you're working on a car together. He's like, pass me the torque wrench, son.
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't find anything that said that Tony Hawk has a Laserdisc.
All right, well, you know what? I know it's true, so just don't worry about it.
If any of our listeners can prove Aaron wrong,
please do.
Please do.
Yeah, please do. I'm tired of being right all the time.
Yeah. That must suck. Because then she does the voiceover here in a minute, like, you know, the Terminator is the best choice to be a father anyways.
Oh, yeah.
He'll never
for sure.
hit him.
Yeah.
You know, he'll never leave him. He'll never lie to him and go out and, you know. She's like, and there's a line I'd always loved. It's like, in an inhumane world, he was the most humane choice.
Right.
As a father figure for John.
Damn, now he's asking those deep
He's
questions.
inquisitive. Yeah. They're like, fuck, man, can we turn that learning thing off? Asking me why I cry.
Why?
He's like, are you calling me a bitch right now, bro?
Why?
But
You
why
call
do
me
you
a
cry?
bitch?
Pain causes it.
No, it's different.
But there's a really sweet message there that, you know.
But you're in anyways. You get it?
No.
This film,
No. I just like, he's like, get it? No.
this film is brought to you by Ford Broncos.
This scene where he gets annoyed with John.
All right. Now hit me. Give me 5. Do the same thing. Do the same thing. All right.
All right.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
This
Up high, up high. 5 low. Too slow.
You motherfucker.
he's like, you know I can fucking kill you right now, right? I love that he's annoyed. He's like,
He's annoyed. He's like,
I don't like being fooled. It's like, I think that's really cool. That he's already starting to learn. He's like, I know what being annoyed by kids is. Like, oh yeah, kids are little pieces of shit.
he's like, you little motherfucker, dude. I weigh 572 pounds.
That I'd never shout at him. He'd never get drunk and hit him. He'd never. That's some real like statement on society.
Are you trying to tell me Kyle Reese would do that? Is that what you're trying to say? Kyle Reese is a saint.
Well, he died before
Yeah,
he
it's like she didn't have to go through an abusive.
became the villain.
Yeah, she don't even know what
Father
she's
figure?
talking about.
Oh, I said inhumane. She said insane.
I mean, it's true.
I like the needlessly steampunk futuristic glasses she's wearing.
I
Like,
always thought those glasses were so cool looking that she had.
Yeah, but like,
and those
why?
are like, I believe those are like military glasses because they come around the side to block the glare all over. It's for like marksmen, I believe, and that might be wrong because they eventually got famous after this, where like
Steampunk.
Oakleys and
It's
stuff.
super
Like,
steampunk,
well, yeah, they do like wraparound Oakleys, but those before Oakleys and stuff got famous.
Yo, how come these dogs ain't all tripping because there's a Terminator in view?
That is true.
I guess it's because he's a good Terminator. They know. Dogs
Yeah,
just know.
they turned his
know
learning chip
character.
on.
Yeah,
Smell it.
they just know character. They're like, he's a good one.
Well, that's not wrong. Dogs
Yeah.
do know when somebody is a
They
piece
do
of
know
shit.
character.
They can smell shit.
They eat it too. I guess that's why dogs never bite me. I guess they just know that
This
I'm.
is where she has the real dream.
Oh shit! Are we about to see that? That's heavy, dude.
Yeah.
That shit heavy. Yep. Sure enough. Stepping out in her combat boots.
Your mother wears combat boots. Remember when that was an insult?
Nope.
I don't know why that was an insult, but there was some kids would yell at each other on the playground.
That was a movie.
Yeah, your
right?
mother wears combat boots.
You already know it's a dream because there's really lush green grass in L.A.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was telling Aaron earlier. I think you stepped out, Zach. Like, this is all her past self she's seeing.
Mm-hmm.
She's seeing herself with baby John.
Oh yeah, in her waitress outfit.
Yeah,
That's
that's
just a
what she
waitress.
was wearing in the first movie,
Yep. That's the hair too. That's the
Yeah.
original.
which is pretty damn good
80s
that they
hair,
got her to
yeah.
look exactly the
Yep.
same almost. They had to have filmed this before they buffed her up.
Seen like an alternate timeline or something. And why is she seeing this? Like,
This is her
She's
every
a-
night
yeah, well,
nightmare,
it's a
probably.
little
Every time she
daydream.
closes her eyes.
yeah, but the apocalypse happens when her kid's fucking
well, this
2
was
years
the-
older than he is now. He's supposed to be 10.
It's just a nightmare. Nightmares don't make sense.
Yeah, you're right.
They've built a whole body double. Like, imagine that. Like, those are animatronics and shit. Obviously, they ADR'd her scream.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
you
it's
would
pretty
see
fucked up.
that's how it worked too. You would,
That's what they said. Yeah,
like before the blast would even come to you, you would just be
you already. Yeah,
ignited.
they said the first thing
It
you
turns
notice.
everything on fire.
Well, you said the first thing you notice is unimaginably bright light.
Yeah.
Light so bright that your eyeballs almost start to melt. And then this.
I mean, everything becomes fire,
Yeah.
basically.
You just get turned to ash and then blown away by the shockwave. Obviously, this wouldn't happen, but this is nightmare fuel.
Which is something we should worry about because we're near a pretty soft target.
It could happen.
Not soft, but
A hard
I gotta tell
target.
you.
this area,
Man, I
this
had-
area is a target.
Very close to a
So
couple
like
hard
I don't
targets.
ever have memorable dreams anymore at all. Like I just wake up and I don't really remember my dreams. But a few weeks ago, I had the worst fucking dream I think I've ever had in my entire life, and it stuck out with me. I remembered it when I woke up, and I didn't forget it 10 minutes later like I normally do. And it was crazy. It was like hanging out with my friends on the beach, but it was like a weird amalgamation of like the Houston skyline with some crazy beach I made up. I was hanging out with people, and it was some sort of weird celebration that was going on.
I didn't
And
realize where she was going.
I went
Yeah,
to
that's
like,
what she looks like in.
and I went to like this, and
She
I
looks
was
good
like,
that
let's
way.
go to this beach, but
good
everything
look.
was closed off. And I knew like the guy that was in charge of one entrance to the beach. He was like, yeah, let's go out there. And they were having like a very formal beach party, and we were just like, oh, let's go to the beach. And everything was great and serene, and I could see like the lights off the waters cascading, and I remember it being like the most calm and peaceful, serene, and happy dream I think I've ever had. And I was
And
like,
then it
everything's
all
all
went
great.
bad.
And then I see like a bright light in the sky. Like, that's weird. It like looks like a shooting star. And I go back to everything in my dream. Everything's great. And then it starts getting like a little bit bigger and a little bit bigger. It's a fucking comet coming for the Earth. And then like before I know it, there's like no time to escape. And just this fiery ball of death gets bigger and bigger in the sky. And I realize I have nowhere to go in the dream. And then I just try to like go in the water. And then that exact thing that just happened.
This is, yeah.
I just disintegrate, and it scared the shit out of me. It was
You actually
yeah.
died in your dream?
yeah, it was the worst dream I've
Oh
ever had in
wow,
my
that's
whole life.
crazy.
It was the worst. You know what? You can suck my dick,
So
Zach.
John
I was trying
just,
to share
John
something.
just figured it out. No, I mean, my dreams have been dark as of late as well. It's that thing. I got trapped in one that felt like days earlier. It was weird. So
It's
she
so strange.
has decided after having just too many nightmares, when she was asking the Terminator earlier all about Dyson,
Yeah.
I'd say what I like.
Thousand is the same files that I do. It knows
Terminator saying taking you to Dyson is a bad idea right now.
Yeah, because he knows what I
Obviously,
know.
more front projection screen back and forward.
I don't care.
And as much as that is going on in this movie, there's some stunts coming up later in this movie that you'll be like, no fucking way they really did that, and they fucking really do it.
Maybe you don't
some helicopter stuff. There's some fucking insane shit.
Oh, the motorcycle helicopter stunt?
Well, yeah. I can't remember. It was kind of like, you remember when we did the thing, call back to our first episode ever. They had their helicopter pilot that would fly them from the hotel to the filming location. They were like, dude, that guy's a fuck. He was like a Vietnam
He was a badass.
and he was like, did insane shit. And they were like, yeah, we're running out of fuel. We might have to just camp here tonight. They're like, fuck you. He's like, nah, we'll make it. Like, this guy was like a psychopath because he was just like, yeah, he was having fun. He's like, at least I'm not being shot at. They get a stuntman later on, or one of those kind of guys, to do some helicopter flying scenes later that I would have always assumed was somehow faked and it was real. So without the deleted scene from earlier, this is our first
with their family,
our introduction to his family. Yeah.
Oh, this sweet family is responsible for starting the apocalypse.
Yeah, they gotta have that. Oh, look how happy they are together. They're all so close. And they're rich. And she's gone full on Rambo right now.
And they live in Malibu.
They're so proud of this man.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, that's another like paradox. Not a paradox.
Well, it's like the scientist thing. It's like where the scientists are like, I'm just trying to figure shit out, but then they bring about.
Well, yeah, he's not an
shit.
evil person.
No,
he doesn't know that he's bringing apart the apocalypse.
He's a scientist. He's just trying to figure shit out.
It's one of those moral quandaries. Do you kill? It's kind of like Minority Report.
No, that's called the killing baby Hitler.
Yeah, it's like it's pre-crime.
Yeah,
it's like Minority Report. Do you kill somebody
and
before they actually have committed a crime?
And the answer is always no.
And he doesn't actually commit a crime. He just accidentally creates a technology that eventually kills everybody.
Yeah.
Kills everybody. But he doesn't know that.
Yeah. But the answer is always no.
So what she's doing right now is fucked up. I mean, it's not bad because even the Terminator says killing him could actually prevent the war.
Yeah. Man, she's not had a good time.
Yeah, she just wants this to end. But the Terminator is like, killing Dyson could actually prevent Judgment Day, and he's like, and John is like, I don't care, you still don't get it. That's not what this is about.
It won't prevent anything, actually.
But he's like, if we kill him, then we're no better than the Terminators, then what's the point in saving humanity if we are just willing to murder each other?
They make her look very much like a Terminator right there, the way she just walks calmly.
That's what James Cameron said, is she is the Terminator now.
Look, she just walks very calmly.
Yeah, she is the Terminator. She's come here with one mission, and she don't give a fuck. Until she sees his son.
It's whenever you become the thing.
See, that bitch, I'd be like, fuck you. I'm not going to let my son... Oh, man, this is a tough scene. As a parent, I mean... Yeah, he's just like, just let the boy go. Just let the boy go. He has no idea what she's talking about. She's gone full-on Rambo, but she's not a murderer.
It is intense, bro.
Why the fuck does she have that hat on?
Bro.
Like, what does that hat give her tactically?
Because her hair. You see how long her bangs were earlier?
It's tactical, bro.
Her bangs were.
Hat.
Just keep your hair out of your face, yeah.
Come on, at least just be like, hey, stop doing your meddling and inventions.
Yeah.
This is a warning.
Well,
if you ever do anything in tech ever again, I'm going to come find you, bitch.
When they do the scene, and he goes and works for a video game company.
No,
he's just going to create really fucking realistic video games.
Listen right here. You keep going with this chip, I'm going to kill you.
I love that. Even the headphones.
I mean, he obviously has like a good 401k and like he's doing okay.
the sound of that had to have been ADR because that little kid goes, oh, when he sees Arnold walk in, he goes, oh,
chicken.
And so she's kind of snapped out of her
Terminator.
She's like, okay.
Mode.
She's like, you're right, John.
Terminator mode deactivated.
Yeah. Power down.
No, she has been getting drugged for the last few years.
But that's
Oh,
what
yeah,
that's
I mean,
what
that's true,
that's
yeah.
kind of what you go. Okay, that's what John deserves to be the savior. She's like, you came to stop me from murdering an innocent man. She goes, that's why you are the one to lead us.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to go on to make Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2. You cannot kill him yet. He's going to make the most accurate arcade skateboard simulator ever. Ever. Of all time.
Ever.
Yeah, dude, it never works, man. You can't like prevent the future from happening by killing people. Minority Report will tell you that. Everything will tell you that. And it's like, even if you could go back and kill baby Hitler, that's not going to do anything.
I mean, I think it either won't do anything or it'll make such a monumental change in time that you won't recognize it by the end.
Exactly. It's gonna.
I think that's the more likely thing. Is not that the same thing will happen in another way. It's just everything is going to change completely.
It'll just be really. I mean, yeah. So many people will not be born, or will be born instead, and
yeah.
Who's to say that like something equally shitty won't happen? You know. So right now he's like, does his arm look familiar?
I need my skinny fingers.
This
to
is
get
what
the
you
bullet
found.
Out.
You found this arm right here in the chip. So now, I mean,
It's like the only reason he ripped it off is to get the bullet out, right? He needed the skinny fingers.
no.
The skinny fingers.
He just had to tell him that so he'd believe he's from the future.
Skynet, Judgment Day.
I had to let him know. I had to let him know.
This guy's sitting there like, man, I was just trying to.
Not every day that you find out you're responsible.
He's like, I was just trying to get an easy payday, yo.
He took it pretty well.
I want to make AI so
3 billion deaths in
planes can fly
In
themselves
91?
and shit. Yeah.
we're at 7 billion now.
You talking about the population of Earth?
She said
like-
3 billion deaths.
Oh, yeah, it's like 7.5 billion right now. It's starting to slow down instead of speed up for the first time in a while, actually. Yeah. It's a product of economics.
Right. How are you supposed to know? Fucking men like you built the hydrogen bomb. Men like you.
She's calling him like Oppenheimer and stuff.
That's where I know that lady from. His wife is the chief in SVU, Law and Order in SVU.
Oh, yeah, for sure. That's right, for sure.
Fuck, I knew she looked familiar.
It sure is.
Well, I'll be.
Just younger.
You know how to create his death and destruction.
Mom! We need to be a little more constructive here, okay? We still have to stop this from happening, don't we?
But I thought, aren't we changing things? I mean, right now, changing the way it goes.
So this right here, they're actually getting into sort of time travel paradoxes and stuff like that. They're going, okay, it's like the Back to the Future stuff where how the photograph disappears in Back to the Future because they're changing things.
Yeah, but the whole disappearing thing is like that's kind of out the window at this point, right?
Yeah, and that's what they're talking about. They're like, well, aren't we changing the future right now? Should you even be here? You literally disrupted my life. I'm not going to finish this processor. Skynet's not going to happen, but we're all still here. And he's talking about the chip. Like, even if he doesn't finish the processor, the chip's still around.
Yeah. Somebody's going to figure it out.
Yep. That's what I'm talking about. Like, even if they would have killed him, it wouldn't have mattered.
Just a different timeline.
Gave us ideas, took us in new directions. I mean, things we would have never. All my work was based on it.
Hey, for real though, whenever we take Area 51 later on at the end of the summer,
Clap them cheeks.
dude, we gonna clap them cheeks, bro. We gonna find some technology.
We might even clap robot cheeks too.
We're gonna find that 1951 PlayStation 2, and we're gonna clap some alien cheeks, bro.
Toasters and not toasters, microwaves, man, like the early microwaves, like the microwaves that actually cooked your stuff like an oven, you know?
Oh yeah, we're gonna find all
like
kinds of stuff.
because now we
bro.
got the bunk microwaves that like cook it from like the inside out. Like we would actually have like that's what the microwave used to be. Is it like cooked it like a
dude? We're gonna find Shrek 5. They got Shrek 5 in
through
there.
12, yeah.
They got Shrek 5 in there.
They got Skate 4 too.
Dude, they got Skate 4,
They got
bro.
Skate 4.
They're going to have all that stuff. We're going to figure out all this cool stuff that we've had for the past, 20, 30 years. It's all from Area 51. We're going to clap some cheeks.
Do you know there's actually going to be people that are going to try to run up in there?
You think?
Like, that's going to happen.
You think there's going to be people just like in this scene right here where we have all these people coming in? You think there's people that's going to be like...
There's going to be at least 1 or 2 people that actually run up on like Area 51.
And they're going to be arrested.
Yeah, I mean...
Mr. Dyson, now you know the rules concerning visitors in the lab. I need written authorization.
I insist.
Don't even think about it.
So they're teaming up. We're in the final act at this point, right?
Yep.
Well, Tim's not here. You want to cheers to the final act?
Yeah, let's cheers. You and I.
That's good.
It takes 2 keys to open the vault. They have to return simultaneously. The other one is in a locker at the security station.
So what do? They bind the guy at the desk so he couldn't alert anybody? I don't...
Most likely, they probably didn't kill him.
Gibbons, come on, man. You can't leave the desk like that.
Find out.
Gibbons.
Making him take a poop. Oh.
Oh. Where'd they get the tape from?
They just kept it on, man. They're tactical. You know if you're going on a mission.
One of her like Bandera things was like a little roll of tape.
If you're going on a mission, you got to have tape. You either got rope or tape or something.
Tape.
Got to have a binder.
Card should access this thing.
What? What is it?
Damn it. The silent alarm's been tripped.
Mm.
Man, you know the graphics for the computers really aren't that far-fetched.
No, not really.
Not that crazy.
It's neutralized all the codes in the entire...
It's not all green screen.
It's also a good thing they got a super strong robot that could just like rip open any vault.
We'll go all the way. Okay?
You guys get started on the lab. I can open this.
I'm just a little 9-year-old kid and I can hack this thing.
Oh, he's gonna start hacking?
Yeah, I can hack it, I promise.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of this.
Keep it going.
Well, here I am.
Let me try mine.
Apparently there's some kind of kerfluffle going on outside that Aaron and Tim need to attend to, so I'm going to sit here and talk. God, there's some big old bullets. Didn't budge one bit. He upgraded his shotgun to a grenade launcher. We got the fire extinguishers going down. Halon system? What is that? Some kind of plot device? Oh, I'm guessing the halon like sucks the oxygen out of the room so you can't breathe. But like it's not leaking into the room that they're in at all.
All right, let's get to work.
Let's see. Yes. Figured out where they are. I guess he changed the codes on it too. Burning a bunch of shit. Man, that's gonna be expensive to fix. I think they got that art from Hobby Lobby.
People are stupid.
They can be. They can't.
I remember.
And all the processors on my left.
We'll blow those with the C4.
There was trading cards that came out for this because they did like a huge marketing campaign with this movie where they're just like posters, cards, stickers.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. In the early 90s, it was cards for everything. I mean, for real. There was.
I still have some for RoboCop and the original Batman.
Dude, it was
when they
everything.
had like the hard piece of gum in it. It was like baseball cards.
But it was like 3 years
But
old.
it was like
when you
collect
bought
them
it.
all. You know, it was like this is number 6 of 24. And you just hoped you got something good in each pack.
So the thing they were breaking,
contact.
That thing they broke. Did you ever notice that it was like their computer they were working on that was based off that little tiny microchip
that they had,
but it was like
3D
their 90s version of it. So it was like they were trying to recreate it, but they had to make it like the size of like a table.
For them to recreate that little chip.
It was like the size of a goddamn table and shit. Yeah,
that was like the beginnings of because they're sitting there trying to figure out this future technology.
Yeah. But we couldn't do it, but we got ideas from it. You know, we could learn from it.
This we gotta get our fact checker back to, I can't remember. This building was an abandoned building. God, I can't remember. I want to say it was like Hewlett Packard or something like that. Because where there's a big explosion, I was just making sure you didn't have a missed.
No, yeah, I haven't. I'm looking up the building though right now.
They had to do a bunch of legal things, jumping through hoops to get the rights to go into this building, the Cyberdyne Systems building. Yeah. And the people that owned it and stuff, it was right outside the small little suburb.
It was the building located in Fairmont, California. Now it's occupied by the Matson Corporation, which designs, manufactures, and markets semiconductors.
Huh.
Okay, so it's always been a tech building, apparently.
Yeah,
but that's who's in it now is Matson. They do like semiconductors and stuff.
Well, they must have rebuilt it because they blow this fucker up for real.
Yeah, I guess so.
And they within the special features, the people they had to. It was for weeks. Like they were already filming the movie, obviously, other places. So while they're filming other locations, they were still trying to get the legal shit squandered so that they could film in the scene because they wanted to blow up the 4th floor of this building.
Yeah.
And when they do it, they invited all the people. There's a building across the street that you don't see in the shots, obviously in the film.
Yeah.
When they finally got it all squashed and all the legal stuff was cool and they all shook hands and said, okay, awesome, thanks. They invited all of them out. They did a rooftop barbecue across the street from the building.
To watch it?
They invited everybody that owned the building, that lived in the little suburb across the street. They invited, like, as a kind gesture.
Sure.
They're like, hey,
we're going to disturb your peace for a little bit.
Yeah, we've been battling legally. They finally cleared it up. They're like, hey, as a good faith, thank you. Everybody want to come out. They did a giant rooftop barbecue on a building across the street, invited all the people over to watch this giant explosion.
Yeah.
And when they do the explosion, there's a funny thing in the behind the scenes. You see the cameraman, they cut to the guy that explodes, and everybody's like, whoa, yeah. Like, even people that weren't supposed to be acting on set that day, like, came out to watch the explosion. And they're doing a barbecue and everything across the street. And the cameraman, when they do the explosion, and everybody's like, yeah, whoa, that's awesome. The cameraman looked back and go, oh, were we supposed to be rolling on that?
What?
And they look at Jim. They go, we're just waiting for your cue, Jim. And they like pulled a prank on Jim Cameron. He was like, wait, what? They're like, we didn't know that was the real thing. We thought we were doing a test run. And they pulled because it was like
a Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, because it was like one take, and because they really blown up the building.
Yeah.
And he was like, wait, what the fuck? And they're like, yeah, I guess there was the word didn't get down to us that we were really about to do it and that we were supposed to be rolling cameras. And
did you see that meme recently that it was like
he was about to like fire everybody on set.
Like Christopher Nolan would like blew up a whole building for Dark Knight, but Avengers can't even film a bus.
Yeah, I saw that.
It has to be all green screen.
Yeah.
So I looked it up in this building, and they did blow it up, right? But I told you how now there's a place that's occupying it. So they rebuilt it apparently for the Sarah Connor Chronicles. Remember that one that was on TV?
Yeah,
it was a TV
show.
Yeah. So they rebuilt this for that.
The Fandemic tour that I'm going to in October in Houston. What's her name? Summer Glau was going to be there.
Okay,
she was in the Sarah Chronicle.
Sarah Connor's Chronicle.
Chronicles.
The Sarah
She was the
Chronicles?
Protector Terminator. Summer Glau played the Protector Terminator in that, who was also famous for being in Firefly.
Yeah,
and stuff like that. But in the Sarah, who played Sarah Connor in the Sarah Connor?
I can't remember.
Chronicles?
No, who did it?
It's the chick that plays Cersei Lannister in Game of Thrones.
No shit.
Oh, Lena Headey.
Yeah, she played Sarah Connor.
That's right,
in that,
she did. It was
and
Lena Headey.
Terminator
Yeah.
Genesis.
Yeah.
Who plays Sarah Connor in Terminator Genesis?
Daenerys.
Emilia Clarke.
Old Daenerys.
Was that
the
Emilia
Khaleesi's?
Clarke?
Yeah,
it was Khaleesi's.
Two different women from Game of Thrones have portrayed Sarah Connor.
Damn, he dead, bro.
Oh no. He tried to redeem himself.
You're like, oh no.
And he didn't do nothing, man.
Yeah,
He didn't do nothing.
He was completely innocent.
Bullshit.
He even went in there.
He killed 3 billion people.
No,
Well,
he
not
didn't
yet.
do that yet.
That's a future crime.
He was just following the curiosities of science, man. You can't condemn a man for doing that.
Sure you can.
Some things are not meant to be meddled with.
I'm gonna meddle with everything.
Who are
It's a
we to
stereotype
question?
for a reason. I mean,
Who are we to
shit.
question God? But then she doesn't try to kill anybody. She's just trying to hold them back.
Suppressing fire.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers to a
I
brother,
like
a brother
that,
from
that
outer space.
caption
Died.
there, bullets flying.
I couldn't tell.
These are really good subtitles. I'll have
I'm
to say
hearing
that.
impaired.
Yeah.
I'm hearing impaired, and I could not tell that there was bullets flying.
A good
Gosh
thing that
darn
was
it.
just straight drywall. I could have busted through that.
He pulled a Kyle on him.
Yeah,
man.
anybody we know named Kyle could have done that.
Shouts out to you, Kyle.
Shouts out to Kyle.
You just bust right through that drywall.
I don't need a Terminator. I got a friend named Kyle.
Just give him, all you gotta do is give him a monster. It's done.
Better be a
Yeah.
shitter-free one though.
I'll fuck that wall up.
Better be a
I'll
white
fuck that
monster.
drywall up.
This kind of reminds me of a scene from one of the Mission Impossibles.
Look, I'm not trying to get close to those explosives when I'm a SWAT crew to a guy with one leg left. You know, like I'm.
Yeah.
This is a pretty memorable scene too.
That's intense,
How
bro.
he's breathing.
Yeah, him gasping for air because his lungs have been pierced
That's
by bullets.
fucking intense.
Yeah. He does
Jesus.
a really good job of somebody grasping for their last breaths. That guy sounds like the fucking dude from Breaking Bad.
I probably was. A
cop.
guy. I think it was.
It might be.
That probably was. Yeah.
That the main cop.
The
Yeah,
brother-in-law.
The brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That probably was
from
him.
Breaking Bad.
Man,
Kind of
that's-
looked like him too.
dude, this is such good acting, dude. That
Yeah.
is,
The way he goes,
that is fucking selling it, man.
and that's where they did the barbecue across the street to watch that giant explosion. They got one take.
That's why they have so many cameras on it.
Yeah, exactly. This was so many angles.
Look at that. That is him.
Yep.
It really?
That's him.
It's him.
Man,
Good
see,
job.
we know what we're talking about.
He was in Lethal Weapon 2, Total Recall, Starship Troopers as the teacher
Yeah.
with the missing legs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cool.
No, he wasn't a teacher. He was
Good
the
call,
he was
too.
the signer upper.
yeah,
that's right.
yeah.
Well, he had missing arms or legs.
Also, the only movie I believe that Robert Patrick was in before this was Die Hard 2.
What was he?
He was one
He
of
was
the
one of the
terrorists.
goons? Oh, yeah.
He was just one of the random terrorists.
I know when they so first of all, like, you know, they originally cast Billy Idol.
They even were looking at David Bowie at one point
Yeah.
too, just because they liked the way
liked
they
the way-
wanted him
yeah.
sleek, kind of thin.
But they
you
were
know.
originally looking at Billy Idol to play the T-1000, and
Yeah.
this guy's agent, like, he actually, when they were like, okay, Billy Idol's out, they're like, hey, I got this kid, I got this guy, and he's like James Dean crossed with David
Yeah.
Bowie, and that's
He was, I mean,
really
Robert
like,
Patrick was a good looking
yeah,
dude.
but that's how
Yeah.
they sold him, is like James Dean crossed with David Bowie, and
Yeah.
they're like, he, you don't have Billy Idol, but you got this guy.
Because they didn't
Yeah.
want somebody. They didn't want another big dude like Arnold.
Yeah.
And also, some of these
Yeah.
shots right here. This is right there. That is not Arnold. Close up. That's not Arnold.
The close-up's not
Yeah,
on?
even the back right there. That's not Arnold.
There's
There,
like a
there were
dummy?
scenes. They had a dummy that didn't even have any legs. It was on a gimbal. Because there's shots that you can see Arnold standing right next to it and how uncanny it is.
Oh yeah,
Because they had
yeah.
squibs popped in it so that they could actually, fire it off. And that's probably the most realistic, lifelike version that they created.
Oh,
'Cause
this is at the point that he told him not to kill anybody.
Yeah, so he's
Yeah.
just like hurting them.
Yeah, he's just showing like hitting him with smoke grenades.
at this,
But even getting hit in the back, even with the
Dude,
vest
that
on,
would
with
fuck
that,
yeah,
you
that'll
up,
fuck
bro.
you up.
It's like getting hit
I mean,
with a fucking
getting shot in the
baseball
knee.
bat.
It's like a
Yeah.
potato
Chest.
gun. It'd be like a potato
So,
gun.
so like,
The same
like
thing.
you were,
It'll still knock
you were
the breath
saying,
out of
like
you.
they brought this guy up to be the bad guy. He was like a thinner guy. Like, is this like this is like the turning point from like the big buff action stars of the '80s, right? Like
Probably,
into
yeah.
the '90s. Like, I'm trying to think of like big action movies in the '90s.
Well, Arnold obviously was still a huge star.
Sure, yeah.
Jean-Claude had a couple, but they were starting to phase out. I mean, even a year before they started filming this movie, Michael Keaton was Batman. So they weren't going after like big buff
The shortest
dudes.
Batman.
Yeah, they weren't going after buff dudes anymore. They were going
Is it
after
the shortest?
He was the shortest
character
Batman.
actors.
He's Christian Bale's only like 5'9" or 5'10".
No, he's a lot taller than that.
Is he? I
Christian
thought he was
Bale's like 6 foot.
Oh, okay.
Well, yeah,
no,
he's
no,
still.
Michael Keaton was the smallest Batman.
He'd be.
He was,
Christian's probably second because Val
Michael
Kilmer's a
Keaton
tall
was
guy.
5'10".
Yeah,
I looked
and
up
Ben
at-
Affleck's 6'4".
Well,
Yeah.
I read The Long Halloween the other night, and I looked it up.
awesome.
Like, yeah, because he's so giant in that
Yeah.
movie, you know, or in that graphic novel, comic, whatever. They say Adam West is the most accurate, size wise.
No, Ben Affleck is the
Ben
most
Affleck
accurate.
is the biggest Batman.
He's the
Yeah.
most accurate Batman there
Yeah.
is. He looks just like
to the
him.
comics and
He literally looks just like Batman.
He's not the most accurate though.
Yes,
to
he is.
the-
He's
to
6
the
not.
animated.
He's 6'4".
Okay, well,
He's
that's,
a big
we'll
square-
save that
yeah,
for
we'll
when
save
we
that for
finally
a whole-
do BVS.
We'll save that. Yeah.
We are going to do that movie one day.
Oh, here it is.
So dope.
Yeah.
But you're saying that was practical? Like that?
Well,
they did that?
no, he didn't jump onto the chopper. He really jumped out of that building on the stuntman jumped out of the building on the helicopter, but they had like all the cardboard boxes
Oh yeah.
for him to land on.
Yeah.
And then they cut it with the helicopter
Threw a dummy at it.
while he was and then added wires.
Dude,
Yeah, jump, bro.
Now,
I
that's
would-
a
I would
line,
jump out, too.
That's
I
a
would jump
line-
out, too.
That's a line, and that's in every Terminator movie.
Get out. Yeah.
out.
Get out.
Yeah.
A Terminator says that in every single film.
I would get out too. I wouldn't care how high that
Well, that
helicopter
got a laugh. I remember- I
He
remember-
even
I'm out.
said it like Arnold Schwarzenegger
in the
too,
theater,
yeah.
that got a laugh when he goes, "Get out!" and the guy shakes his head and just jumps out. That got a big laugh in the theater. Where I was like, "Well, that dude just broke both his legs."
I mean,
But-
I'd be out though. I'd
oh
be
yeah,
out.
fuck yeah, yeah, yes sir. Now this part, this is chase scene. Where this is the final chase scene leading up to our final set piece at the
The Forge.
yeah. See how smart she is. She's putting the bulletproof vests up against the windows and
Oh, yeah.
stuff in the back. And there's something I didn't know. I never noticed in my VHS copy because obviously in VHS it was pan and scan, and you didn't get for our listeners that didn't know what pan and scan means.
Well, yeah, what the fuck is pan?
That means
Pan-
standard
well,
definition.
they-
I mean, standard.
You couldn't. It was
Standard
before
format.
letterbox where they would
Standard
cut off
format,
the
yeah.
sides of a film.
Yeah.
3 by
So
4.
you couldn't get everything.
So
yeah,
they would
you,
move the frame to
Yeah,
fit what
you
they
don't
wanted
get
in
that
it.
Right.
16 by 9 actual theatrical frame, so
Yeah.
they would shrink it up, and
Yeah,
what
it
they
was,
would do was
standard
called
format.
they would cut off one side or blocks of both sides,
And then put what they wanted you to
this
see.
right here. That is not a fake. That stuff
They did that?
that chopper really flew underneath that
No,
underpass.
it did not.
I swear to
Totally
God,
did. That's not that bad.
No,
a real helicopter.
did you just say that's not that hard, bro?
I mean,
It's not that outlandish.
He had like 3 feet on either side.
I couldn't do it.
They did
But
not do that for
they
real.
really did that. The guy, that's what I'm saying. He was a crazy ass dude. He's like, yeah, no, I'll fucking
That's
do that.
real. That's totally real.
Yeah, he
That
really,
doesn't look fake at all. That looks real.
he
Yeah.
really flew that. This one he doesn't. He,
Do you understand like how hard that would be?
that looks like
Yeah.
Port Art. That looks like fucking
That looks
Baytown.
like, yeah, looks like Groves.
They filmed this around here. Yeah, the plants. No, that guy really flew that thing. He's like, no, I can do this. He's like, I've done it before. And they had a big thing.
That was like a 16-foot bridge. It
Yeah.
was not tall.
He flew that thing right underneath it. Because they were like, he's like, no, I can do it. He's like, you want me to do it? And
That's
they're like,
fucking
no, we
crazy.
don't want you to do it. He's like, I can do it. They're like, oh, but it would look so awesome.
That's
He's-
fucking crazy,
Yeah,
dude.
he's like, I can do it.
Get out of here. Wait.
Yeah. That was the thing I was telling you about the crazy
I'm
helicopter
like,
stuff.
honestly, like that's really blowing my mind. I've never thought that was real.
Yeah. He really flew that
I
helicopter
really have never thought
right
that was
underneath
real.
that underpass.
I mean, if that was faked, it looked really good.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much all that stuff in the helicopter is all real.
I always thought it was not real because it just looks so
Like
hard.
miniatures on wires or
Yeah,
something.
or something. I don't know. It just-
Bowl of gold garden.
I love this line.
Hello?
Hey. Dude, he allowed the helicopter pilot to jump out, but he's just gonna kill a random truck driver.
Kill the trucker?
Well, there was one shot in that thing I was talking about that you didn't. I never realized until the perfect, and I don't even think you saw it in this, because he's firing that gun in when he's in the helicopter with two hands, and I didn't realize that in one of the shots he has a third hand out joysticking the helicopter.
I've never seen that before.
Yeah, yes, if you don't see it in the right format, he has that third metal hand out of his stomach holding the joystick of the helicopter, and he's shooting with both hands in the other one.
That would be handy for
Handy.
It looks like his dick formed
it'd be
into
handy
a hand.
for
he's flying
not
the helicopter
sex
with
things,
his dick.
that'd be super cool for things that don't involve sex, right?
Like, I want to fuck a T-1000, but please don't turn your penis into a fucking sword at the last second.
I mean, yeah. I mean, yes, it would help with sex, but it'd probably help with if we had a third hand, it would help with pretty much everything, Aaron.
But
we'd be
especially
in a different society
sex.
right now.
I just want a tentacle. Getting some weird.
A prehensile anything but my hands. Right?
Yeah.
Like if we had a prehensile tail, that'd be dope.
I think I could run faster than this.
There's a lot of people out there that believe they do. Or they really want one.
But again, like we talk about it,
you'll be able to go faster now. You dropped all that dead weight of that wood.
Yeah, right. Maybe we can get more.
What the fuck does the side of that truck say?
With the practical effects, like obviously we know the tanker is liquid nitrogen. And the truck that they're in, I think it was like a pest control thing or something.
That was a gardening.
Yeah, it was something like that. It was a little shitty fucking. What is that? Probably a 1989 Tacoma.
No, it's like an Isuzu or something.
I never talk shit on Toyota.
It's a
I'm
Chevy.
sorry.
That's the first S10.
That's the first S10. Yeah.
Shit, that looks like an S7. That's a Chevy though. Yeah.
It's whenever they first started putting the 4 cylinders in the truck. So yeah, it's gonna go
because
slow.
he was saying it was maxing out at like 60 miles an hour.
It's gonna go slow.
Yeah. The speedometer doesn't even go up to 100. More front projection screens. But that's practical. When the stuntman here in a minute jumps up on the hood of the truck, that's real.
Oh no, my gigantic bullet.
Yeah.
It's a grenade. It's not really a bullet.
M23, I think. Grenade launcher. Handheld grenade launcher. This right here. This is a real stuntman.
I bet motherfucking DB has it.
Walks up on there and does that for real. That's a real stuntman on a real truck moving about 60 miles an hour.
I think if I was anything in Hollywood, I think
he actually does
that.
Well, yeah, and he surfs on this right here. It was a controlled roll. I mean, they flipped the truck on control, but this stuntman really is surfing on top of that truck.
Hell yeah.
For real. That's a real guy.
Dude, if I was anything in Hollywood, I would try. I would want to be a
green
stuntman.
screen, you know?
Yeah. They have the most fun. Well, they also break a lot of bones and shit too.
That was super CG.
Well, yeah, that for sure. And the camera was sped up.
Honestly, a stuntman could have done it though.
Yeah,
Probably,
he could have,
yeah.
but camera tricks. Because
imagine these guys. These guys are like, we're just trying to forge wrenches in here. And
now this was a defunct mill.
A steel mill. Yeah.
The whole place was actually about to get broke down and shipped off to China because a new company had bought this whole thing.
Uh-huh.
So it was completely defunct. There was nothing in there. So they had a very limited time to film in this place. And what they did to make all the steel mill shit look real is like an iridescent paint. Like when they come back in time in those scenes and you see the fire, the scorched orange that burns
on the ends of the
metal.
metal.
That's a glow iridescent
I never
paint.
knew how they did that, honestly.
It's like a glow in the dark, almost kind of like rave. Like remember in the Batman Forever and stuff, the
neon looking
shit that glows in the dark almost.
Yeah.
They use that because it fades off after a while, so it had the effect of burning.
Oh, so we're starting to see his weaknesses now. Like,
Yeah, so cryo.
Yeah, can
it's like we're
freeze the
starting.
metal.
Oh, wait, he is vulnerable.
That was the tanker. It said cryo something.
Yeah,
It's
like
so weird. It's so
cryogenic.
weird.
It's liquid nitrogen.
But it's so weird that they introduced that so late in the film.
Well, it's very
Well,
convenient.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's
they
very
show-
convenient that this is.
It's like, oh wait, so if cold affects him, I wonder what heat does.
Well, heat and cold are apparently the only things. And
Well, it's liquid.
see, because the Terminator is starting to learn the T-800, he's like, "Oh, okay, this is a thing."
Yeah, shoot him.
Hasta la vista, baby.
He's gonna
What
thaw
a great
out, though.
shot!
But he's gonna thaw though.
Well, that's the kicker.
Yeah.
See, now what's so great about the fact that we're watching the special edition of this film, to our listeners that probably a lot of them probably have never seen this version. Some of the deleted scenes that they put back in here make it make a whole lot more sense when he comes up, and I'll wait till he's up and start pointing him out. Because this is like the false hope part in any movie like this.
Right.
He
Yeah,
did
yeah,
the killer hasta la vista line. He's shattered in a million pieces.
Yeah.
This must be the end of the movie. They've survived. But see, he's learning. Because they changed his CPU, so he's like, oh shit, it's too hot around here.
Mm-hmm.
That shit's gonna melt, and he's gonna come back.
Yep, there it goes.
Yeah, but with the
Because I remember being in the theater going, oh fuck! You just can't fucking kill this guy.
But with the heat thing,
That's some mercury right
Like-
there.
Yeah, it was definitely mercury, yeah.
like
They got-
maybe
yeah.
I mean, so he's liquid, but he is a computer. He is programmed, and they talk about
It's
how
kind of
he-
like the thing.
He has the same.
Even one little
No, he
part
has-
of him.
Well, no.
He has
this
a
still
CPU.
has-
No,
this- but this is what I'm getting to.
No,
This is
he
what
has
I'm
a
getting-
CPU though.
This is what I'm getting at. Is it like yes, they are similar, and they talk about how they're similar in their programming. But like the thing about the heat is that maybe once he breaks down to a certain amount, that's whenever he can't reform.
That's what I'm going to get at
Yeah.
right here.
He has a CPU. You just have to fucking destroy that shit.
No, I mean, it's all liquid. It's all part of him. If any part, it's kind of like the thing. If any part of him
It's a
survives,
collective
it
But I
will
thought he
keep-
has a CPU
even if,
in his-
even if
in
there's
his
just a little
parts.
blob of
I mean,
him,
they share programming, but
it's still inherent in it. So because he got shattered like that, I always love that eye open. It was oh god, it's so foreboding and intimidating. So because
that
he just got
Patrick stare.
shattered, some of this you'll see him malfunctioning now.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, he starts to malfunction a little bit because that fucked his shit up, getting frozen and then broke apart. And the
Yeah.
first time you see it is right here because he can mimic and shapeshift anything that he touches or adheres to if he chooses to.
Oh, he sticks to it. That's right.
Right here,
Is this
it's doing it without will.
Wait, is
see?
this the special edition thing?
This is these parts right here. This is not in the theatrical cut.
Okay. Yeah, I've never seen this.
So yeah. So he's like he's mimicking things without
Without
telling
willing
it
it
to
to.
it.
Yeah.
So that did fuck him up a little bit. You'll see him do this morphing thing come up across him, where he's
He like doesn't have the control.
see that right there. That
Yeah.
see.
Oh.
He's not telling it to do that. It's doing it anyways
On the diamond plate, yeah.
because he's malfunctioning.
And I can get why they took this out, but it's
Exactly.
like it adds so
was
much.
time-
It adds
was
so much
time
to the lore,
restraints.
though. Like,
yeah. Oh, exactly. It adds to his character way more.
but it doesn't create
But it
any
was
more
time
like it doesn't really
restraints.
create any more plot holes either because
No,
that hasn't happened to
it's
him up
just
to
cooler
this point.
to realize
Yeah.
that. Yeah. And also, when they were filming in this still mill,
You got to go now.
and because he's learning, he
Yeah.
yells.
Yeah.
Because he's learning and becoming more humane,
Yeah.
he yells. He goes, "John, you got to go now!" Like
Yeah.
he's almost scared for John's safety now. Instead of just being a robot, he's becoming more self-aware. But they said that during the filming in these scenes, the temperature would get as low as 45 degrees. So it was really hot.
Celsius?
It was really hard to no, Fahrenheit. It
What,
was really
the
hard to make
forge?
them look hot.
Oh, because they were cold as fuck.
Yeah, because they were cold
Yeah,
as
it's
shit.
cold.
It was
It's cold as
45
shit.
degrees
Where are
Celsius
all these
or
sparks?
Fahrenheit. So they were that's what's saying.
It's
that
a
wasn't
fog machine.
that wasn't
It's
real.
not real fire.
Yeah, it wasn't real
Yeah.
metal.
Oh, because this is a dead forge. There's no there's no lava or anything hot
there's-
going on at all.
So they had
Yeah.
to make it look. That was fucking amazing.
That's cool.
Oh, yeah,
That was the shot, and then this, like, when you're starting to go, fuck, this dude is just...
Well, this is the first time we've seen them actually fight each other.
Well,
Except-
kind
yeah.
of,
It's
sort
been
of, yeah.
well. I mean, we've
Yeah.
seen them
fist
go
fight
at each
with
other
no
but,
gun.
Like this is one on one.
They did in the
Yeah.
hallway of the mall. I mean, if
Yeah.
you guys remember. Shit.
But they
Well,
had
that
guns
arms-
there. This
He
is like their
shoots 'em and
first.
runs.
This
That
is their,
arm's
yeah.
useless
This is their
now.
first like fist fight.
One-on-one fight, yeah.
See, and he's still kind of like he'll do this other little that right there. He's still kind of malfunctioning a little bit.
That arm's useless now.
So yeah, they had to cut so many times because it was hard for them to look sweaty.
Right,
so they would
right.
come in with like water balls and literally like just
and cool them off even more.
Well, spray. Well, yeah, exactly. But they'd spray them down and look like they were sweating. But then they would just get colder because they were wet.
I find it hard to believe they couldn't heat this building.
Well, it's completely
It's a
open.
giant
There's
fucking-
there's
it's a
no
forge.
roof. It's not actually a building.
It's a warehouse forge building.
Yeah, there's no doors. There's no roof. They're in a forge.
Well, they shoot it during the winter, I
It's
guess?
like a refinery.
This movie came out.
Night, probably. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's like fucking 80% of this
Of
movie
course,
was
it came
night
out.
shoots.
It came out in July, so they shot
It
it,
was,
in winter.
It was July 3rd. Yeah, 2000 or 1991. So yeah, they filmed it. They had less than a year to film the whole movie.
Looking it up.
From when they got greenlit to their release date, it was like
Principal
less.
photography took place October to March.
So yeah, it was cold. Yeah. Well, as cold as LA can get. But at night it gets pretty cold.
They did a lot of different locations.
Yeah,
too.
they did a lot of filming in Nevada and stuff like that. You know,
scary.
Arizona.
I wouldn't want to be on that little whatever that.
I always thought that he was like getting crushed. The way he started
he-
screaming, "Mom, Mom!" I thought he was like being hurt.
It's a conveyor belt of
Yeah.
some sort, and I wouldn't want to be on that shit.
I like this.
Now, this is
Yeah.
that's not Robert Patrick. That's a maquette, or not a maquette, but a full action.
That's CGI. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, yeah.
Well, I mean, the whole thing.
No, the front shot of him with the hole through his eye was not CGI.
Bro, why are you taking your time, dude? What are you doing, bro? See, he's like,
Because
that's
she-
a weird thing too. Is
Yeah,
like
I don't know
he's-
why he didn't just kill
He's
her.
supposed to be an
Because,
unemotional
well,
thing.
No, he doesn't want to kill her.
Call out to John.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
He's booby trapping her.
I was about to say he's being sadistic, which
Yeah.
doesn't seem.
No, he doesn't want to kill her.
It seems very.
If he
Yeah.
can torture her and make her call out to John, that's who
Yeah.
he wants. He doesn't want her. He wants John.
Yeah, it seems very human and sadistic.
Yeah. Yeah, because the way he delivers that line,
Yeah.
I know this hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem very mechanical.
Very.
Well, he's an advanced model.
That's not
Yeah.
CGI. That is actually a puppet that they put shit
That
around.
was a
What?
puppet?
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of
That
here.
split?
That split. They created a real thing with a thing on the side of it
What?
that fell down, and his arm was tucked behind him just for that one shot.
Jeez.
Yeah, the way they
That's
mix
too much.
The way they mix CGI and practical effects in this
Yeah.
movie is fucking.
Well, I mean, this
it's,
is-
if you wouldn't notice it if you're
Well,
unless you.
Yeah. No, well, 91's the beginning of the end of practical. Like,
Yeah.
like
This is
Jurassic,
right before
Jurassic
Jurassic Park.
Park is the end of practical,
Yeah.
basically.
But they did a lot of
there was a
practical
lot of practicals.
in
Yeah, I
Jurassic
mean, I
Park,
know they
too.
still have it, but like, I mean, I'm saying no. I mean, they did practical, but that was like
Yeah.
one of the last major films to
Yeah.
where it's like it's still. I'm sure they still did it for years
Yeah.
after,
But that's what great films like this do, where they mix CGI and practical,
Yeah.
and it's seamless,
and it holds.
and you don't, and it still holds up. Like
Oh,
obviously
man,
that's
this
a
is
dummy
brutal,
head.
dude. This is brutal, bro.
Yeah,
this
I mean,
movie still
obviously that's a
holds up.
dummy head, but it's still like you still feel bad for the Terminator.
We're human. Yeah, we feel bad even for inanimate objects. We feel bad.
Because you're like, how are they going to win now? Like, look at him. He's
I mean, aren't
he's
we
fucked up?
just like the T-800? Aren't we learning how to be human?
Yeah,
We're trying to learn how to be human.
we still don't know what it means to be human. That's what the line she says earlier. She goes, "How can the Terminator be more human than we are? More human than human?"
He's just opening it like a can, dude.
Yeah, just twisting
It
it.
sounded like a can opener, actually.
It probably was in the Foley room.
I love that electricity doesn't work like that.
Yeah, but that's
you
how.
don't-
Yeah,
But it looks cool on film.
that's how they did it in the little bubble scene too,
Yeah.
with the time travel. That was the same electricity.
Just like in movies when people get shocked
Yeah.
electrically and there's
Yeah,
like
it's-
actual like electric like
if you
like
have
lightning.
arcing electricity like that, yeah,
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
gonna
fucked
burn.
up.
You're gonna ignite. It's literally that's like 100,000 volts. You're gonna fry.
Like these shells are like the size of fucking D batteries.
Well, I thought they were
those are
grenades.
normal.
I thought they were. Man, I don't even know what they're going to do right now. T800 is out of commission.
Yeah,
T1000 is
you're
still
scared.
going strong. Like, shit. Oh,
I'll
look,
try to
he's got
run-
reserve
I'm gonna
power.
try to
Look,
run and pee real quick.
look, he got reserve power, dog.
I'm gonna do it.
This is going to be
This
like,
is
the,
the- I mean, as a
alternative
kid-
power, emergency
As a
power.
kid, where you're like,
Yeah,
and his theme comes on like, ba 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 ba. Burn out now. That sound effect too.
No. Nails on a chalkboard.
That's like
yeah.
a crowbar getting scraped across. Fuck, I don't know.
Dude, I wish
Probably
that,
something you never would have expected it to be.
I wish people would make electronics as durable as the future makes T800s. Man, that thing is durable.
Yeah.
Talking like, oh, main power goes out, cool. Alternate power,
Back
oh,
up.
Got an arm taken off. All right, cool. We can do without.
Yeah.
Oh, you just got battered. All right, that's fine. We can reroute power.
Yeah.
Your freaking Xbox 360 went offline like 2 weeks into playing it.
The red.
You know what I'm
eye
saying?
of
Like
death.
shit. The
Now,
future, they're
this is
making
another-
shit durable.
Like how this is her with her twin.
Oh yeah, this is her twin right here.
It's her twin again.
That's Leslie.
But
That's,
the way he finds out that she's
that was
not the
that was-
real
yeah, that was Leslie Hamilton.
is because of the feet.
Yep. Yep, that was Leslie Hamilton.
Yep.
Instead of Linda.
It's crazy how fucking identical they really are.
They're not as identical as that cop or that security guard was.
once you like put the hair and the makeup and the sweat and you make them look
Right.
more, it's plus she was further in the background. So
That
it
was in. But I'm
this
that-
right here.
that scene with the mirror though. I didn't know that was
This
how
gets
they did that.
this gets a big laugh too in the theater. I remember what he does right here. The little finger wag. That got a huge laugh in the theaters.
Cheers, sir.
Cheers to the climax.
Here he comes, bro, on that conveyor
Here it
belt.
comes.
Oh shit!
Get down. Here it comes.
God, he's so durable.
This shot is so great. They worked so long to make this. That is
So
a combination.
looks like the thing.
But
That's
they
the thing
really-
on
yeah,
there.
Very
exactly.
much does. Yeah. Call
The way
back.
it's yelling, screaming. Like,
Cheers
look at
to
that.
the beginning.
That's like the Bennings.
That's totally a callback.
It very much did look like the thing.
Unearthly
Yeah, especially
shit.
that scream too.
Mm-hmm.
Because it doesn't understand.
So what do you think that effect is? Like highlighter
This
highlighter
is the-
juice? Was
the
that what that was?
morphing
Black
effect.
light, and highlighter
Well,
juice.
that's it's
It's
that
probably an
iridescent.
exposure thing.
It's
Probably.
it's an iridescent. It's like almost like a like I was saying earlier. It's like a glow in the dark paint thing. And then obviously that's all that morphing
Yeah.
technology we talked about that was in
I think
Abyss,
I think they just blow it
and
out.
Willow. But there's something that they put because there's not even just water because it wouldn't move the same way. They put like pudding and shit
well, it
in
has to
there.
be very heavy.
Yeah, exactly.
It would have to be
It's
very,
like-
very
it's-
heavy.
It's
It's-
pudding
that was
or
cool.
guilt.
I like that was cool.
See, look,
But
I mean,
this-
they're going to show the CPU. There's got to be the central CPU, though.
No, it's a distributed CPU.
Well, that's the thing. It's in every cell of its body.
Is it? I thought they had a central
Even if
CPU.
there's no like hard chip in it.
I thought there was.
It's all connected.
Wait, what?
And then
what did
To
you
an
just say?
extent. To an extent.
And then this, oh shit! I stole
did you
your
just
line.
say?
I stole your line.
Oh my god.
This line got a laugh too.
I need a vacation.
Ah, the Terminator needs a vacation.
Hasta la vista, I need a vacation.
Now this part, there's they kind of wrapped up the plot holes, I guess they left in the first film about how we have to destroy everything that was left behind.
Yeah.
Yes. Throw it in.
Yeah, but they never completely destroyed like the arm at that one
There
place
it
they
is.
were at.
They
Well,
just
that's what I said.
destroyed
They
the
just-
arm
Oh,
right
they
there.
took it. Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
he's
Okay,
got
They
it
just
all.
and the chip. Look, you're
I'll
going
be
to throw the
damned.
arm and the chip in.
Throws a chip in.
What's his shirt say?
Public Enemy.
Nice.
Look, you ain't gonna throw that shit in now. Yeah, throw that fucking chip in there.
Yeah, a lot of fucking good that shit good, right?
I could
Got
have
an
always
innocent
sworn
man.
that he said sayonara when he threw that in there.
Got an innocent man killed.
There's still one more chip.
Got to destroy me too.
This is
It
what
would've
made
been a
me
good
cry
Two-Face.
as 11-year-old. This made me cry
Every time.
because I was the same age as John Connors. I was like, no.
Well, you know, Tim, it's like
He didn't want to destroy his.
At first, he was a toy, and he just like had fun with him. But then he came to love him.
They learned. That's
And
what I'm
trust
saying.
him.
That's
They
what's
learned,
crazy is they learned. Sarah Connor turned into the Terminator earlier to try to kill Miles Dyson.
Oh yeah.
The Terminator
It's turning
taught her
into-
how to be more human.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's the crazy thing about this movie is the Terminator.
And that's why it's better than the first.
John.
That's why it's better than the first. It explores
and
those
Stan
themes.
Winston is the one that said it. And one of the behind the scenes things. He goes, a good sequel is true to the original
and builds
but
upon it.
builds upon it. It's
Yeah.
true to the original's story,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
builds upon it, makes it greater. And
Goddamn,
that's-
way to bring it all back to the series.
And that's what this movie did.
Damn.
It was true to the lore of the first one, but
Yep.
built upon it and made it better.
Man, it's so much
Yeah.
better.
Well, and
The Terminator,
It
because
explores
John
those
was a little
themes.
shitty fucking
Yeah.
criminal with a foster hoe. We were talking shit about him
Yeah.
earlier about how bad he was a thief.
He
and all
learned how
this.
to. He learned how to be a better person.
The Terminator taught, and Linda
Turned him
Hamilton.
the Terminator turned him into a leader.
Yeah, and Sarah Connor, exactly. Sarah
Wow.
Connor was going to become the Terminator and go kill Miles Dyson, but then stopped because John and the Terminator stopped. The Terminator, the machine, is the one that came back and taught them what it meant to actually be humans.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, even
And
and
that's
that,
fucking
and this
pretty awesome
This
to
takes
do
it
that.
back to that scene of her saying he's a
Look,
better
they
father
shake
than the real
hands.
person.
Like she's like, "Good for you." Like that's crazy. Like,
but thinking about it in a
the
time
machine
paradox,
taught
it's all
them.
fucked off though. Like,
because she does a quote as the credits roll later on that I'll hold on to it. There's a very good maquette thing. It's about this fucking tall,
what's a maquette?
like a bust
puppet.
built,
It's a
like
puppet.
statues,
Puppet.
and it's him lowering into the thing with the thumbs
thumb.
up, and it goes for about $1,500, but it's like this big and it's movie quality. And then the theme. This is the sad Terminator theme. If
Yeah.
y'all aren't watching along with us, this is where he's lowering
This
himself into
theme
the
is on
lava.
par with the
molten
Hulk
steel.
walking away theme.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like they're on the same level.
The reluctant hero of I must go to my death so y'all will survive thing.
Yep. It's catching on fire. Look. And
Now, he would have already been completely engulfed in flames.
No, and you know he feels pain because he explained it
He's
earlier.
learning.
No, they explained. They were like, does this hurt? And he was like, my senses do something that
I know what pain means.
He's like, you could call it pain. My senses give me information. You could call it pain.
Yeah.
And then the there it is. There's that.
That's when I
That
was like,
got me as a kid.
Yeah, dude, as a
I
kid-
wasn't crying, but
no,
that got
as
me
a
everybody
kid,
did.
I remember
The
starting to
fucking
cry
thumbs
walking
up, dude.
out to the car because I had
The
to have my
thumbs up.
dad explain it to me,
A thumbs up, dude.
and my dad
And
was
then,
like, he
you
had
see
to
his
do it.
screens go out.
Yeah.
He had to tell everybody it was okay.
You
It's
know,
all
it's
good.
for sure he's dead this
yeah,
time.
it's
okay.
good. He's like it's all good, man. And he's like, I'm just
Oh,
gonna-
now wait, the special edition, I forgot. I think it has an added scene.
Got an alternate ending here?
Yeah, it has this.
Fuck yeah. No, there was that like wrap
Oh,
up
no,
scene where
this
she
has-
There's where
narrates.
she's on the road. This is
No, this
say
has
she
this
looked,
has a
August 29th, 1997
Came
came
out.
and went.
this is like a good ending to everything.
Michael Jackson turned 40.
There was no Judgment Day.
Why did they put that in there?
Well, if you go to the Facebook page, Michael Jackson's daily health updates, you'll find out where he's at now.
But why would they just that
Gangbanger.
one quote be like Michael Jackson? Holy crap!
He might have been making his comeback.
Instead, I got drunk. That was.
Yep.
What?
There's some really bad old age makeup on
Yeah,
her.
this is supposed to be 2027.
Yeah.
Is what
so
we're
this
seeing right
isn't
now.
this isn't the
No.
ending that was in theater.
No, this is the alternate ending.
The theatrical ending was way better.
Yeah, no, this is
That's John
that's John.
with his own daughter.
Yeah, and this is in
His weapons are
2027.
common sense.
Yeah,
Wow.
Where it was like-
that's really bad age makeup on her. That's
Holy
almost like a
fuck.
full mask. That's like a full mask and wig on her.
Yeah,
That's the only thing that sucks about
they're trying
having
to
a
hide
special
her-
edition is
Look, they're trying to hide her buff ass fucking
Yeah, with
body
that
under
big
this fucking schmock thing.
Schmuck, yeah.
They're like, Linda, come on,
That's
you're
like
fucking
a full-on mask. That's not even like subtle.
Yeah.
Because if a machine can learn the value of human life,
Maybe we can too.
maybe we can too.
That's the same quote, but over a different.
Yeah.
a different scene.
Bum 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 bum.
Well, what?
All right, so I will wrap
Fuck.
it up with saying, as my final thoughts, I'm kind of glad we did the special edition.
Other than the last scene, that kind
the
of.
theatrical, yeah, I do not like the way they ended it. The ending in the original is way better. It's not very much different. It's just she still does that narration.
It's just over her heading solo in a her.
They're on you see the lines of the
yeah, and there's
street.
mountains in the background,
and they're just like
they're
whatever,
just like going to a place. Yeah.
She goes, for the first time in my life, I don't know what the future holds,
Right.
and I'm hopeful.
Yeah,
or something
that's
like
the original.
That. It was way better.
Yeah.
I think I got out everything I wanted to say in this about all the technical and behind the scenes and my childhood memories of it. This is definitely probably the movie, more so even than Star Wars, that got me into being a movie
I never
hound.
knew that. I never knew that. Like, whenever you said that, I was like, what? Like, you saw this 12 times in the theaters?
Yeah, oh, yeah,
Because
for
that's
sure.
what a lot of people, that was the Star Wars gimmick, is like everybody saw it a million
Yeah.
times.
Well,
And
I
you
mean,
said
y'all
you saw
been
it
in my
like a
apartment.
dozen.
I have the Terminator poster on my
Yeah,
wall.
but I've known you for years, and I've never heard you gush about Terminator 2.
That's why I'm glad when we did this. This is we
cool.
say we were
Yeah.
going to get back into
Yeah.
our shit.
Yeah.
Slick Best Boy Grip, Slick Rick Raider was his name. Slick
Hey,
Rick
shouts
Raider.
out. Shouts out to
Shout
Slick
to
Rick
Raider.
Raider.
Shouts out. That's
the
the
coolest
best grip
fucking
right there.
name ever.
Hey, if you're still out there and you hear this, like, we'll fly you out.
Yeah.
Yeah, come do a show with us,
Yeah,
Slick
please.
Rick.
This is one of those movies. The special effects still hold up for me. The story is great. It's one of the best action movies of all time, in my opinion. Top 5, 100%, if not top 3. So I'll send it over to
That's
Aaron.
I just like, man, I love this movie, and watching it again. Well, I've seen it as an adult again, but watching it in this context with you guys, I just realized like how much of this affected my childhood, and like how much
Skywalker soon.
I wanted fucking dirt bikes, and I wanted
Yeah.
like cool shit in my room, and but
Treat your foster parents
yeah,
well.
But beyond that too, this movie's better than the first one because the first one was a masterpiece, and this one did better, even though the first one was technically more sci-fi oriented and this was more action oriented. This one actually delved more into the sci-fi themes of like artificial intelligence, and like
Human, what it means to be human,
and like
too,
human
almost.
values and things like that.
What
and,
differentiates us.
I really appreciate this movie for that too. All production value.
Okay, by the way, Adam Jones that you see right there, Adam Jones that worked in the special effects department on this movie, he actually is in the film, not the film, the band Tool.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Oh, cool.
Hell yeah.
He got his start. He actually worked on Jurassic Park a little bit, too. He's the guitarist in Tool.
Well, okay. Well, yeah, that's all
That's
I was gonna
that's
say
another
is,
little thing to throw in there.
That's pretty crazy.
For my final thoughts, I mean, dude, it's like this is a movie that like is just like it reminds me of Last Action Hero, and that like this is a movie that has built and designed so many tropes within the action movies that we see. But like
they're playing Guns N' Roses.
Watching it through our perspective, through what we try to do here, it's like I've realized like this movie is like this is an action movie who is blatantly action and blatantly bombastic in everything it does, but it's really fucking well done.
It's very sci-fi.
None of the set pieces are boring. Like the storyline isn't too full of plot points. Like
You guys
Play
are
the
good.
hit
Go ahead.
Nintendo
I'm
game
tell 'em
from
if you want.
Acclaim.
Like, give him something to look
It's another
forward to.
James Cameron.
It's another James
I was
Cameron
gonna say,
movie.
give him
We'll
something
say
to look forward
that.
to.
We'll say
All right,
it's
there
James
you go.
Cameron.
Terminator 2.
Reason why this was in the sequels better than the original series. Wait till you see what we got coming up next.